don't know what you're talking about. Chiefs getting wrecked. Yeah, I was watching that. I walked away because the fucking Chiefs were getting wrecked. Oh. Yeah, Chiefs were getting wrecked. I was watching the game and I was like, there's no point. It's past halftime and they keep losing. So, Jade, you're showering right now? Cool. Only watch the Puppy Bowl. It's still going on as far as I know. Eagles are winning. They are dominating Chiefs. It's the only game of the year I watch. So, yep, it's that. All right, I need cold press. I need a cold press. Get an ice cube. Guys, I'm problematic. Why am I so problematic? $34-6. Okay, so they got something at least. Burn. If you experience burning, you might want to consult your physician on that. That's very important. Y'all can come hate on me, just no slurs. That's all I ask. Keep it clean for the live. I will let everyone hate. I'm an equal hater, opportunistic. Hey, how old are you?
I'm 28.
28. Okay. So what's up?
You are very pretty. I want to tell you that.
Thank you.
Do you want to maybe go to dinner sometime or no?
No, I'm good.
There are reasons behind it or no?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know you. That was weird. Yeah, thank you, Petty Queen. I was trying to mute them. No call out live tonight, but I do have a new person. I'm kind of just taking it easy. I was watching the game, but I got to do my injections. So, trying to break up an ice cube. Hi, Allison. Tonight's going to be just a chill. Chill. Yeah, I got a new one. What the hell's their name? Ricky Leahy. If you're a troll, then go away. Community have Ashley saying he's pregnant with twins. So I haven't been keeping up on Ashley and what Ashley's been saying. I seen a video the other day, but I didn't watch the whole thing. So that's a new one on me. These people. Trolls, go away. You're not coming in. Does he do lives? She has done lives, yes. Yeah, look, there are some trans people that do things that are questionable at the least. I would definitely say if anybody is doing anything questionable, hold that person accountable. I honestly wish, like, cross the aisles, if you will, we could come to a understanding to kind of dial back the broad brush and the hate, and we just let people be. It's kind of why I am the way I am. Y'all, why we say no to all them? Yeah, I mean, trans women aren't men. There's even cisgender women that do weird stuff and cause harm. It's not just men. I think what a lot of y'all have is some sort of trauma response. I get it, like a healthy side of caution is always good. You just can't paint everyone with a broad brush, right? That's detrimental. Yeah, I wouldn't say trans women are men though. There are definitely psychological differences. Um, I just wouldn't say they're men. Mods, you're good. Yoink! Ow, that hurt. Injection day. It's safeguarding it's safeguarding. Unfortunately, all females have the right to female spaces. Ooh, damn it! I pulled the needle out. That's expensive. Yeah, you can't, like, honestly, like, you don't know who's trans really. There's a lot of trans people that go public day to day life, and you can't clock them, and the goal is never putting passability on other people, but a lot of people have the goal of passability, and that's perfectly fine for them, if that's what they want. And, it's very subjective, but there's a lot of trans women you can't clock. You don't notice they're trans. So, yeah, the background's just my chill background, so. And that's why I say, like, if someone's doing some weird shit in the bathroom, hold them accountable. You're saying people are deceitful for just having to use the bathroom, and that's all. Like, they go in, they go to the bathroom, they wash their hands, they leave. There's no harm there. Okay. And listen, I very much advocate for gender neutral bathrooms and remodeling the bathrooms, um, no matter what. So I use the men's room. I use the men's room or a gender neutral bathroom, because I'm non binary. I do consider myself trans femme, but I do not use the women's room. I don't consider myself a woman. And my goal would technically be, more towards the feminine side. It wouldn't really be passing as woman, but more femme leaning. So, everyone has a right to privacy and dignity. I get females, like, definitely have a struggle and everything, but to put it on trans women who are not men, again, they're psychologically different, and you're painting that broad brush out of a fear of a small population. So, I don't know. I think there's a lot of projection there. This is where I think, like, transphobic people, GCs, transphobes, they definitely need some counseling. They need some therapy or something to help them out to overcome whatever trauma response that is, or whatever situation is causing those thoughts. It's a very close minded view. Katie, you can come up. We can be problematic as well. A to the Z, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay. What do you want to talk about?
Uh, just wanted to say, yes, humans are beautiful.
Yeah.
100%. We're all humans over here.
Yeah.
I just think some humans strip rights away from other humans.
Yeah. I would say it's typically heterosexual, cisgender, YT men that do it.
Yeah. Well, I guess me and you are kind of on the opposite boat then. Uh, the only reason I said that is because you know, um, the fact is as or at least as me myself, I can't speak for everybody else because that's not what I'm about to do.
Right.
Um, I'm about to speak for my own personal. I have no issue with transgender people. I mean, shit, you're human. You bleed the same color I do. Um, the issue is when you try to um, tell other people and force yourself into places you don't belong, as in Um, you know, I know you already know where I'm going with this, and I know
Yeah,
it's
go ahead
probably
and
a
just go ahead
crazy
and just say
topic.
it. I'm not
Yeah,
one of those people that are going to yell at you.
well, yeah, I'm just trying to keep it like
Don't have
civil.
to be scared.
Um,
Just say it.
but I just think it's funny when trans people want to be respected, but they don't want to respect the gender they want to be. So, like, as in, I'll give a good example. There's a lot of trans women out there that are biological men. I'm not saying it's an issue with you, identifying as what you want to be. That's fine.
Right.
Do what you want. But when women, if you walk into a woman's restroom and you have all the parts, the genitalia, I feel like you are violating women's rights. And like, if we look into history real quick and the statistics, women have been oppressed for so long, fought the battles they have fought. On top of that, let's look at the statistics.
Yes.
Over
So has
seventy
hold on,
percent.
because so has a lot of other demographics, and they're still fighting today. Women never had to fight for their own bathroom. Like that's not a thing.
No, but see, no, that's where I'm getting at is there's already been 3 reported incidents in Illinois, Arizona, and Texas where there has been a quote unquote, you know, I'm not sure. Well, no, well, I am sure. There's, men
That's
that
live. I got
identify.
injection number 2.
How what happened?
I'm just saying, mods have the live. I got injection number 2. I'm
Oh,
doing.
okay, yeah. But there has been incidents where men identify as trans because they know how sensitive the topic is and they abuse the power. And let's speak on the grapes
Excuse me, excuse me,
of
AZ.
women.
Yeah.
Um,
AZ, you've been
I,
going for 5 minutes. Can somebody else?
what?
Yeah.
AZ,
Huh?
you've been meandering and yapping for 5 minutes.
Well,
Can
I was
somebody
just
please?
explaining my point. I haven't even
AZ,
been
Yeah,
on
but you're
for 5 minutes.
monologuing.
yeah,
Yeah.
AZ.
I haven't even
You've
been
been
on here for
monologuing
five
for
One,
minutes.
5 minutes.
at a time.
I haven't even been on here for 5 minutes. That's the
Yes,
crazy
you
part.
have. You've been
No, I
monologuing this
haven't.
entire time since before I came up here, and I sat up here for half of it. And
I
just,
literally live. I'm live chatting every time I'll get on live. So I don't see.
I
I
mean,
Okay,
barely,
so Easy,
I've
I have
barely
a
been on here for
question.
3 minutes and 40 seconds.
you're just
Wait,
monologuing.
I have a
So
question.
Carter.
But yeah, you can have a question as soon as I'm done with the question with the host because me and him were having a
Well, like you gotta give
a
people time to
discussion.
rebuttal. Like you gotta listen to people and hear them
Well,
when
I'm
they want to
talking to
rebuttal
you.
what you're saying.
That's how the
Otherwise, you're just
conversation gets derailed.
no. It just means you're having a conversation. Otherwise, it's a monologue. Conversation is a back and forth,
Yeah,
like
me and you were going
each
back and
other.
forth. I let you
If
talk.
you're
You let
doing
me
all
talk.
the talking and nobody else can talk, then
All
like
right. Well, that's
that's it.
cool. All right. Well, you guys have a good night.
Oh my
Look at that.
god.
See, called it. You just want to hear his own voice.
If it says female, it's violating the boundary. Where is a bathroom defined as a female space?
Bathrooms never say female. Literally never.
And also, I would say that trans women are female and trans men are male. So, and it's actually argument to get a strong argument that would support that. So, if you want to talk about female spaces, then trans women would still belong in them.
I wish AZ would come back. I had a question for him.
I just wanted them to stop monologuing and spewing out like 20,000 different things.
Yeah, I want to be
DT,
able to
people are
rebuttal.
requesting up.
What's up, Liz?
Yes, people are requesting up.
Oh
Well, I
yeah,
don't have mod on this account. That's my other one, and that one is still suspended because I'm appealing a bean. So that's why I'm on this one.
Hi, Big Mac. Can I get your age? I got you, KT. I wasn't sure if you had mod or not.
Yeah, I'm 44.
Okay, what do you want to say about the background?
Yeah, trans is beautiful. I agree, but I don't agree with like how I don't know. I don't agree with guys like i.e. in the prison systems in the US that are getting convicted and trans gendering while like pretty much while in court
Transgender.
and going to female prisons.
Transgendering?
That's a slightly new one. Nobody's transgendering.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't like when people are being incarcerated and then they transition and then go to the women's prison?
No, I'm saying like even before they go to court, they'll say, "Well, I'm a trans woman," because we can identify however we want, right? I haven't seen it in Canada, but I've seen it in the States, and then they'll go in and they have to respect their pronouns, and then so if they're identifying as a trans woman, they'll get sentenced to a female prison, being a total biological man.
Big Mac, you are aware that there's a whole waiting process and everything, right? And that jails do not let you just transition.
They have to have a certain amount of estrogen inside of their body in order to be brought over to the women's prison center.
Yeah, and
I tried looking for that, like I know that's like in sports and stuff.
Cool. My voice doesn't matter, thank you. So you don't just transition in jail. It's not just like, oh, I'm trans now, and they give you stuff. Are you aware of that?
But that's what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing. And if you're going to say that, you're going to have to bring some information. You're going to have to read some stats or some kind of policy showing that. So do you have anything that shows that people are just out of the blue, willy-nilly transitioning in jail?
Okay, so do you have like a study saying that
Do you
there's like a special categories that they have to check off before they do this in prison? Because I know they have it for sports.
Once again, do you have that? Because you're the one making the positive claim, and if you make the positive claim without bringing positive evidence, then I can dismiss your claim without any evidence.
Well, you can dismiss it all you want. I know.
Okay, cool,
I see what's
then.
happening.
So
That's
try
okay.
another-
We can move
try
on
another-
from that then.
Try another topic then, because you
we
clearly
could-
don't have the policy to back what you say. If you did, you would have it by now, and we'd be looking over it.
I'm going to show you guys the doxing center. This is where I work.
Cool.
Hold on. Don't be a dick. This is where I work.
Honestly, that looks like someplace I would love to like build robot stuff at.
You have 3 monitors?
I wasn't being a dick. I was saying that's cool, man. I like that setup.
At one point, I had 4 monitors and my laptop. I felt like I was fucking Batman.
This is where I do my doxing.
I have 1 monitor and it's curved.
I'm jealous of you, Liz.
Yeah, those are cool, eh?
Because I have a curved monitor?
Yeah, curved monitors are really cool, especially for like certain games. Because then you don't have to like turn your eyes or your head or anything. You can just look.
I forgot my tripod.
Anyways, Big Mac, are you able to substantiate your claims?
No, we just moved on from that one.
Okay, so you have no evidence, thank you. So your claim is baseless. There's no reason to listen to it.
Vice versa.
No, I didn't make a claim.
Well, you said they're not doing it, right?
That is true.
Yeah, well, so is mine. Mine's true too. So
I don't have to prove a negative. You're the one that made the positive assertion, so you must come up with the evidence. However, I do know from having friends who are or were in jails and prisons that nobody just transitions out of nowhere. 2 of them are actually in the federal system right now, and they're trans. They could tell you what that whole process is. It takes a good amount of time. I know for one it took about 2 or 3 years. Another one it took a year. So try again.
Just out of curiosity, you know they them. So do you go by both pronouns, or do you just go by?
We need your age real quick.
Oh, I'm 29.
Okay. And your shoe size?
11.
Thank you.
Tiny.
That's fucking wild, Echo. That's...
I mean, I just gave him straight facts.
Small feet.
Respectful.
But I guess the UK 11's a US 12.
Okay.
You just said 11. Okay, never mind then. I respect.
No, but UK. So it's weird. So in the UK, our shoe size is.
No, look, I respect an equal sized foot person.
No. But I'm saying
12. I respect you.
No, but
Yeah,
factually,
even number.
UK 11's a US 12.
Yes, and I'm a US 12, so I'm saying I'm respecting you now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I thought you were like a US 11. I'm like, ew, you're small. Yuck.
How about 13 wide?
That's nice.
Nobody cared.
My cousin's size 18, which is mental.
I was having a uniting moment with Colonel Sanders.
It's okay.
That's
Back in
nice.
size 12.
Talking about they them pronouns.
Yeah, Colonel, can you re-ask your question?
Sorry.
Your question that you were asking when you
No, so I was just curious because, like, obviously, I have friends who've transitioned. So, like, they've transitioned from he to she, or she to he. I've not really spoken to anyone who's got they them pronouns. So I was just curious.
Yeah, it's just gender neutral pronouns instead of like he, him, she, her.
They're just fucking delusional.
Max,
Okay,
you know who
so-
else is delusional? Your mother for having you. Please shut the fuck up.
Yeah, there we go.
Because, like, so the kind of question I was having, like, so would you say you feel more like, I guess, in the way you feel as a person? I'm saying in a sense of like, so say, do you feel more feminine or masculine? Would you say, or would you say it's kind of like it kind of steers between both or neutrality?
Every non-binary person's different. I'm more trans femme, like I'm on estrogen.
Okay.
There are trans masculine non-binary people.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, instead of just saying like man or woman, we use gender neutral terms, or we may be like more feminine in nature, more masculine.
Yeah.
Some
Oh,
people
that's
are
cool.
either
That's
both.
cool. That's cool. Like, yeah, no, I was just more curious than anything else. I just wanted to obviously just ask that question. But yeah,
Which part of England are you from?
I'm from Yorkshire, so the north of England. So I live up in the north.
I thought as much. I like your accent. I like other British accents in general, but I like the Yorkshire accent the most.
So
What
I'm not from
person-
Yorkshire. I just live in Yorkshire. So I'm more Midlands. So like,
Look, I like your accent, okay?
okay.
What person from One Direction is from Yorkshire?
Harry Styles? No.
No.
Zayn.
Yeah!
Zayn's from Bradford, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. No, England's all right. It's going down the chute though, but it's cool.
Guys, on top of all my random hard drives, I found random memory cards.
Are you gonna lick those too?
Do you wanna send me one? My computer needs memory.
What? So what part of the state you
For
guys from?
science, Echo, it's for science.
For science.
Yeah.
I'm currently residing in Philadelphia, but I lived all over the country.
The Eagles are winning!
No, they're not winning. They blew them out and left the Chiefs gaping.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I swear, the Philly fans are insane.
Yeah, you guys are meant. The
No,
thing
no,
is,
no. You
like,
don't understand. Philly fans are insane. Like, if I said some shit about the Eagles right now, Liz would fly right through the phone and choke me, and then use my body to choke you for witnessing it.
the thing is though, like obviously I like American football, and I'm watching the Super Bowl right now.
Uh-huh.
But the problem is with like American sports is you guys act like it's the only, not you guys generally, but just as a generalization, you act like it's the biggest thing in the world going, like, and it's mental that you guys genuinely think that American football's like this massive thing across the world, because it really isn't.
The only thing I heard in my head while you were talking was caw, caw. Why? Because the Eagles are winning, bitch.
See, look, I actually agree with you, Colonel. Cause this shit is fucking crazy, like how Americans are with sports. I don't get it. I never understood it. But at the same time, you gotta understand when you run into an Eagles. If you ever come to America and you come to Philadelphia and you've been an Eagles fan, and you don't like the Eagles, just be quiet, because they will run you up and down the flagpole, run you out the city, make you get your family, bring them back, and then run them up and down the flagpole.
They have
Out of all
to
the
grease
places
up
I've
the
been-
poles.
Out
They
of
have
all-
to grease up the poles.
Out of all the places I've been to, I've never seen crazier fans than Eagles fans. They will win and throw a riot.
If we lose, we throw a riot.
Yes, and that kind of makes sense. But when you guys win, you throw a bigger riot. I don't know why.
Hell yeah. Why?
I think it's just
Because
crazy
fly,
how you call
Eagles,
the world.
fly, bitch.
I
That's
just
why.
I just think it's crazy calling yourselves world champions when you've only competed in America. Like, so I'm a Manchester United fan. So when
Actually, the Eagles won in Brazil, which was fucking crazy that the NFL decided to send the two teams that wear green to Brazil.
I'm not on about location wise. I'm on about who you play against. So you don't play against a team from Brazil. You play an American team. So it's an American championship.
It's still a world. Nope, we still won the world. I don't
Okay.
care. Can't tell me otherwise.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
I don't agree to disagree. I'm
Oh,
just always
boy.
right.
Look, Colonel.
Yes, buddy.
I am not going to save you on this, okay? So tread carefully, because clearly Liz's an Eagles fan, and she's from Philly, and that's another person who is in Philly and has like lived here throughout various points of their life. You're not going to win this one. Just hope that you never come here, because they will remember you. She will never see you, will remember your scent, and find you 20 years later, just to go caw in your face.
But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head off to sleep because I think the Super Bowl's done. I think the Eagles have won. So
Have a
anyway,
wonderful
pleasure.
night, and fuck the Eagles. Oh shit, I gotta go outside tomorrow. Fuck.
Yeah, pleasure to speak to you guys. Anyway, all right.
KT, the rage that just went through my eyeballs after you said that.
I know, and I gotta go outside tomorrow.
And guess who's gonna be outside tomorrow?
You're going to
Not me. It's too cold.
I gotta go to my therapy session, so I know I'm gonna go in, like, looking like shit, and then I'm gonna tell the therapist, hey, this is what I did last night, and then she's gonna claw my eyes out, and then on the walk home, and the train ride home, I'm gonna get my eyes clawed out some more.
Somebody I went to high school with was on the Eagles for one whole season, and that was the proudest moment of my life. I wasn't friends with him or anything. I was just happy that I went to high school with him.
And then he got arrested.
No, I think he got put onto a different team.
Yeah.
I forget his name now too. Doesn't really matter.
Was it Randall Cunningham?
No.
That would have been weird who it was.
I think it was like something Hutchins or Evans or something. I forget his name.
Randy, Wicked already came out in theaters. That's why there's no trailers for it.
Oh, poor Randy. Randy's gonna be like, what?
I'm sorry, Randy. Did I ruin it for you? Do you want spoilers? Spoilers. GCs are going to get called out. Not tonight, though, Liz. You're fine.
I was about to say, time for me to drop.
Like, why would you drop like you're scared? You're from Philly. You have nothing to be scared of.
No, there's reasons. So.
Because some of the people that Echo calls out are absolutely fucking psychotic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm psychotic myself, but some of them top the cake of psychoticness.
Yeah. You are on the Reddit, though, Liz.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean I'm on the Reddit? I'm in, like, what? Show me!
It's just a picture, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. That's what I was talking about.
Look at you about to have a heart attack. I felt it right through my mouth. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
See, Trunkle, I've never made it to the Reddit myself either. But I make it to the Reddit because I associate with Echo, and every time I'm in Buns Live and Echo comes up, I always get put in the screenshot.
Yep.
And the people always, like, don't talk about how I, like, fight them back for saying the controversial things. Like, that specific day, the one person who was saying do it after Echo said what they said, I fought that person back 10 toes down for being ableist and called them out for being ableist. And people don't talk about that, how, like, there are people on Bun's panel that do call out the people for being, like, problematic or saying problematic things.
They don't do it because it doesn't fit their narrative.
This is true.
Like that's the only reason they do that. They seem to think that we all like they think that for some reason they think that we all agree. And yes, we all agree on the end goal, but we get there in different ways. And they can't imagine people who get to the same end goals in different ways as being on the same side. They think they all have to be. They think we all have to be lockstep just like them, and that's not the case.
A lot of them assume I demand blind loyalty from my friends when I actually require my friends to be comfortable enough to check me in my actions.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure I've gone toe to toe with Echo before one time. I think it was one time.
I'd be mad if all my friends agreed with me. I'd be like, yo, I'm going to start some shit. Not even because I believe in it, but just to stir it so I make sure that there's somebody alive in this friend group of mine.
Yeah.
Like I will be a complete shithead just to make sure that they have their own opinion on something.
Irish boy, I need your age, please.
That's a hundred.
35.
How old?
35.
Okay. Cool.
Can we get your age as well?
Oh, I'm 35.
What's up, Fountain?
And I like it. Oh, just kidding.
Irish boy, what's up?
I think that trans is ugly, personally.
It's not ugly for a start, so
What?
it's not ugly. But I have a view, and I may be wrong on it, and I'll get into a conversation with you here about it if you want. But I don't think trans is beautiful, but I think it's okay. And the reason I say that is
Well, I
because
think it's hideous.
I don't. Say again?
I personally think it's hideous.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. You're definitely wrong. It's definitely not hideous. But I think it's not something that somebody with gender dysphoria, they don't choose that, you know? And it's not something I think anyone should aspire to, because I think it's a difficult thing to go through, I think. I have a young child who I believe has gender dysphoria. I'm nearly 100% sure on it. And I worry deeply about what he's going to have to ridicule and the difficulties he's going to have to face throughout his life.
Because not every trans person has gender dysphoria, and it's not told to say, like, you are beautiful just because you are this thing. Like, it's not an encouragement. We're just saying accept who you are, and that's fine.
Well, I agree with that. I agree. I think the person is beautiful, but I think the issue isn't. I also have a bit of a thing. I think what do you mean exactly by not every trans person has gender dysphoria? Do you think some people just choose to be trans?
That's what I want to know.
That's not the same thing. Not having gender dysphoria means you could have gender euphoria, or you just feel affirmed in your gender despite what's going on.
Euphoria.
So I
Yes,
think
gender
Like
euphoria.
you get off to looking like a
Well,
woman.
I mean, let's not be weird. Okay.
Yeah.
I think what he's trying to say about the gender dysphoria part and like not being beautiful, are the trans people who do have gender dysphoria and what they have to go through, and that's why he wouldn't view it as beautiful because of the mental health problem with gender dysphoria, or that can come with gender dysphoria, and he's just not wording it the proper way. Is that what you're trying to say, Irish boy?
Well, yeah, I think everybody is beautiful in their own way. You know what I mean? I just think that I think that the mental health condition, gender dysphoria, I think is quite difficult for anybody to go through. I think, you know.
I just don't think we should be promoting degeneracy.
I don't think they're promoting it. I don't think they're promoting it, to be fair.
Yeah, we're not promoting it, and it's not like being trans is not being degenerate.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that you jump to degeneracy. What kind of degeneracy are you into? Do you like tentacles, for example?
I'm a degenerate and I'm
well,
not trans.
That's a conversation for the bedroom, sir. But
Oh, so you are into.
oh, it looks like you paused your app, so we can't hear you
I have a
anymore.
thing where if I'm too close to my phone, it's like, oh, get away from your phone. So apparently you're into tentacles, which is okay. You know, just admit that you're a degenerate. I'm a degenerate too, but we're not promoting this kind of thing in school.
I think.
Wait, I'm a degenerate, but I don't like tentacles.
That's okay. All degeneracy is legit as long as all the parties involved are consenting and adults.
Personally,
I don't think anybody that likes tentacle porn is degenerate, though.
That's because. Well, let me stop.
I personally don't think that trans men are beautiful, but
Are we calling out the Diddy party?
To be fair, no men are beautiful.
that's what I was gonna say.
I
I
mean,
don't think trans women are
the Irish
beautiful.
person is beautiful. Not the one on the panel either. I just seen him scrolling.
Oh, bro.
I think all men are ugly.
Katie is a raging lesbian, and I'm offended.
Yeah, I don't
I'm not
support.
just a lesbian.
I don't support the L or the G or the B. I only support the T.
Oh well, you
So
can go
are
support
you a
it somewhere
trans
else.
person?
Who?
You.
Echo. It's literally me, Josephine. Hello.
Oh, okay. I thought so. I just want to double check.
I don't know what a Josephine is.
Well, let's just say that, you know.
What happened to your other account?
Oh, I just decided to go on my backup tonight so I could troll.
So can I ask for trans people that don't have gender dysphoria, do you think that surgery is okay for those people?
No.
Yes.
Why would you carve up your body?
If they have gender dysphoria, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I was
and if
asking
they
if they don't have gender dysphoria, if it's
If they
okay.
don't have it, I mean.
if they don't have gender dysphoria,
No.
if they don't have
Okay.
gender if they don't have gender dysphoria, I mean, if the surgery leads to them getting rid of it, then sure, why not?
I don't get what you mean. No,
Well,
I don't.
I mean,
To be clear,
Katie,
I'm
I
talking
think
about
that's
like
where you're
bottom
wrong.
surgery, top surgery. I wouldn't care. Bottom surgery specifically, no. I think you should have gender dysphoria to get that. But if someone wants to get a mastectomy and remove their breasts, then that's between them and their providers.
I don't have an issue with that because I think that can be medically beneficial anyway.
What about hormones?
Hormones
Yeah, hormones I'm fine with. You don't need gender dysphoria for hormones.
Are you
I
kidding me?
don't care what anybody does with their body, as long as nobody's being hurt and that person's a consenting adult. I don't give two shits.
I do not
They're
think
going to have 5 horns and 6 spikes in the arm. I do not care.
I do not think you should have access to cross-sex when you don't gender dysphoria. Like, what the hell?
I think you shouldn't be telling people what to do with it, and if they feel that they want to try it and they're comfortable enough to do it, then go for it. And if
It's so much to your body. Like, why would you do that if you're not struggling with your body?
It's not your business, though.
right.
Well, I feel kind of.
Next.
I feel like it can be kind of offensive to people who feel like they have to do that to make themselves feel.
It doesn't matter, though. It's not your body. Let people do with their bodies what they want, as long
So
as...
here's this stupid thing where people think, oh, because someone else does something, it takes away from me. So I will ask you, Irish, what do trans men take away from you?
Oh, nothing, absolutely nothing.
Right.
Trans men are women.
What does it matter what trans people do with their body?
Well,
What they do with their life? It takes nothing away from you.
Wait, did you just say trans men or women?
Well, he said trans men. I just said trans men are women. It wouldn't matter to me, you know.
Or trans men or trans. My bad. I thought you were saying trans men are like ARE women.
No.
I was looking at Pac the whole time, waiting for him to say something.
Yeah, I saw Pac's face light up, and I was like, "Wait, did I just hear that?" Because like,
Hilarious.
Well, I mean, it would be true, but anyways.
You just misunderstood me, yeah.
Yeah. It was us hearing the accent, and we thought you said one word, not the other. And
It doesn't take. But what I was going to say is, it doesn't take away from me, but I think it takes away from people with gender dysphoria. I think.
I don't want you speaking for other people. I want you to speak from your own experience.
Can I just say, as a trans person, let me say one thing.
Hold on a second, Clownfish. Let me say something. I speak for my son. I do is what I'm speaking for because it's an important subject to me, and it's the only reason I come onto panels like this to speak about it is to educate myself. Because it's a new thing to me, like, you know.
yeah.
Yeah, we can recognize that and have the conversation.
But the thing is like, how is somebody without gender dysphoria getting top or bottom surgery taking away from somebody who does have gender dysphoria getting top or bottom surgery?
That wasn't the
Surgery
argument,
is still the
though.
surgery.
That wasn't the argument. It's more like why would that be beneficial and not harmful to that person? Can you give me one reason you would go through cross-sex hormones or a surgery to remove your genitalia if you don't have gender dysphoria, like quickly?
Because they
Well,
want to
that's
continue affirming their care. They want to continue confirming their gender and how they feel or what they have and like view in their head as what that gender is specific to. So if that means getting their breast cut off because they're a trans man, then that means getting their breast cut off because they're a trans man. If
Why would
that,
you remove a healthy body part if you don't have gender dysphoria? That is
I
so.
mean,
I
because
think
that's what they want to do with their body.
it's,
That's what they choose to do with their
it's
body. That's how they
and,
want to do it. It's their
That is
body.
insane.
and by the way,
Are y'all
it's
like
not cutting
mental
off.
though? I'm so
It's not cutting off a part of their body. Like I hate that people sit there and say it's cutting it off. Like you just go in and just lop it off with a steak knife or
Okay,
something.
I was hyperbolizing. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I said what I said, so.
They were also referring to me as well because I said if they want to cut their breasts off.
Yeah, that was also like, yeah, riffing. But I don't know. It's just like, give me one reason, like confirming your gender. Like, what does that mean? I thought you don't need to transition to be a woman or to be a man. Like, you don't need to look like that. So why, if they're not struggling with their physical appearance in relation to their gender, then why
Well,
would they?
like cross-sex hormones is not necessarily always like a physical thing that people look for. Sometimes it's like the emotional or the mental changes. It just makes them feel better in their own skin.
I mean, why do people
That's
get
gender
their hair?
dysphoria.
Why do people get their hair cut off if their hair is perfectly healthy?
I think there's people out there. I think
Gender thing.
I think there's people out there that do it solely for aesthetic reasons, which I think is offensive to people who have to do it for mental health reasons. You know.
Yeah, but if it really doesn't matter, like it's not taking away from anybody.
No, I'm not
who
taking away
decides-
people's. I'm not taking away people's rights. That's not. I'm not in my
No,
position to do
that's
that.
not what I was
But-
saying either. I was going back to what you were saying about taking away from people that have body dysphoria. If somebody doesn't have body dysphoria and they decide to get a medical surgery, cosmetic surgery, no matter what the cosmetic surgery is, it's not taking away from other people who may possibly have gender dysphoria. That surgeon's
Well-
still going to be there to do that surgery. That surgeon's still going to be there to help. Like it's not like that surgeon is like double booking themselves and like I'm going to use Pax as an example. He goes in for a surgery. That surgeon's not going to double book Pax and I'm going in to get a breast reduction and he's going in to get, I don't know, a bypass or something. Like a bypass. We'll just say bypass. He's going in to get a bypass and I'm going in to get a breast reduction, right? Like that surgeon's not going to double book.
Is that
and
an
be like,
old
"Okay."
joke? Am I that old now?
No. I just couldn't think of a surgery. I just couldn't think of one.
Yes.
No, but I
You
think
know
these people.
Max is trans mask, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think these
you
people.
can clearly see that he's trans mask. I mean, if you look him in the face, it's kind of there. Like you can see that he's masculine.
I can see. I think that people who don't have gender dysphoria end up clogging up the mental health systems and trying to get surgery and stuff like that.
Okay,
Because
that's
that is what
ridiculous.
they need. That is what they need.
I more just think it's irresponsible for a medical provider to give cross-sex hormones and like things that are going to like quite literally change the physical and chemical and mental makeup of your body to someone who's not struggling. Like, what is the purpose of it?
I mean,
I don't have an issue
there are
with people.
surgeries that people do all the time. Like people who have had gastric bypass could have skin removed. That's not gender dysphoria. So they do augment and cut off a healthy piece of their body.
Because they have like a medical condition.
That's not true. A gastric bypass can also be a cosmetic thing as well.
Right.
It's also a paniculectomy. There can be a medical reason, but there also can be hey, I just don't like this dangly skin. So it's still surgery.
Hey, but like that's the.
Hey,
the difference.
Josephine,
like, we can
how
talk
are
about,
you?
We can
Hold on,
talk
hold on.
about,
We're having a good conversation. I don't want to have
we
fighting.
can talk about like, you know, like vanity purposes. Like if like a guy wants to get like his face done because he wants to look pretty, like that's fine. but it's like it's the part of like hormones like that is like going to like affect your like physical and mental health depending on like if that's something that's actually right for you.
Even the hormones, I don't have a big issue with because you know you can stop taking hormones. I think surgery is a much more
They're gonna
extreme.
have permanent effects though. They're not irreversible.
Do they have permanent effects? I'm not aware.
There are
Yeah.
some
Well,
there are
hormones,
some
absolutely.
long-term permanent effects. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Well, if you're taking testosterone as a female, your voice is going to drop. That's never going to change. Your hair
Oh,
might
okay.
not recede. That might not be irreversible. Like growth and like like your bone structure, different things like that.
Well, I think then maybe if that's true, I think maybe it can be detrimental to the mental health of that person because if they do decide that they don't want to be like that in the future, there's feck all they can do about that then.
Well,
Yeah.
this is
Okay,
why
but there's-
like informed consent is a thing as an adult. Like before you start them, you should have a real serious conversation with your doctor about any medical effects, and that's with any medicine. Anytime you start to take any type of new medicine, you should have a conversation with your doctor about short-term effects, long-term effects, irreversible changes, all that, and you should understand those and think about that before just hopping into it. I don't think trans people are just randomly hopping into it one day, waking up saying, I'm going to go on HRT. A lot of times, and I would say most of the time, it is a very thought out process whether or not they want to do it.
Well, yeah, of course, but it's like,
Yeah.
what is the point of doing that if you don't have gender dysphoria?
Well, that's kind of what I was referring to a minute ago. I think where it can take away from people who actually have gender dysphoria because
Okay, there's not a limited.
hold on a
Again,
second, let me speak,
No,
Clownfish.
again, though, what does it take away?
Yeah, what
I think it takes away from the ability of the mental health services to help people with gender dysphoria because they get
Well, we should just have better
Okay,
mental
but
health
don't-
services.
Yeah.
If they're getting a surgery, what does the surgeon have anything to do with mental health? The surgeon's not connected to that.
Right.
Well, no, but like if you have gender dysphoria, you go through years of therapy and things like that to figure out whether you actually have it or not.
Here
Well,
in
yeah,
America,
everyone should have access to therapy. So what's your point? Like that's
Right.
stupid. Irish point.
But we,
Yeah,
but,
but
we
it's
don't
true,
though,
but-
Josephine. Josephine, we don't because
No,
here in-
I said everyone
here in the
should have.
States-
I said everyone should.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, shit. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, everybody should have, you know,
Ability
but
to
unfortunately,
are two different things. So yeah, everyone should, and everybody should be seeing a therapist, and we should have plenty enough resources to help people if they feel the need to seek out professional help for something. It doesn't mean it's really taking away anything from people with gender dysphoria because they can still get the treatment.
Exactly. Like getting a surgery done to affirm your gender because you might possibly have gender dysphoria or you don't have gender dysphoria, it doesn't really matter. That's not going to take away from the therapist that may be at hand to help you with that as well. The surgeon is not going to know anything about mental health. Their profession and what they studied in medical school was for surgery.
Right.
It's
But
not
to have the
away
surgery,
from
so I just had my consult for bottom surgery, and they told me sadly that my letters expired that were on file, so I have to get new letters. I have to get 2 letters. I have to get one from a doctor with a PhD and my therapist that has at least a master's degree. And before the surgeon will even have the consult with me, because I had the consult with the nurse practitioner. And she went through everything with me and all that. And she goes, once you get these 2 letters back to us, then we can move forward. And so I have to go to see my therapist, get those letters, talk to my other doctor that has a PhD or a doctorate.
That's a good point to make though, Brooke, because before any surgery you go into, you have a consultation and it's usually an hour long for your doctor to tell you the possibilities, good and bad. Especially with you going underneath anesthesia, they have to do weight checks, they have to make sure that you don't have any pre-existing conditions, so on and so forth. They have to make sure that your body's going to be able to handle the surgery, your body's going to be able to handle the anesthesia, your body's going to be able to handle the recovery afterwards, especially if there's pre-existing conditions that can cause harm after that surgery as well. And that goes for every single surgery, not just for surgeries for your breast or to get a bottom surgery as well.
Right.
And the clinic I'm going through says that you have to be on HRT for at least a year before you can even get any surgeries.
Yeah, that's the WPATH standard. You got to be on like for a year before you get the surgery.
Right, and so it's crazy that people think that we're just going like behind like some bar somewhere and we're seeing some guy in a van and they're just hooking us up with like a surgery or something, and then we're boop, boop, we're back on the street or something. It's like it's weird. It's weird that people don't take the time. We're on these nice devices that have all these resources for us to be available to learn and all that, but people don't want to do it. They just want to argue.
I wish that there was a van somewhere I can just go in, and then that's it. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm out here unclockable now. That'd be wonderful.
So my dysphoria used to be like so bad it still is, but like I have a means at this point, hopefully. I very much was connected inside the Cutter community for various reasons.
So you have gender dysphoria yourself, Host, have you?
Yeah.
So you don't find it offensive at all for people that don't have gender dysphoria to be looking for surgeries and stuff like that?
What do you mean people not having gender dysphoria having surgeries? I'm confused because we just
top surgery. No, I see no problem with that. Bottom surgery, they should have gender dysphoria and be diagnosed.
I think for a female to remove her breasts, I think it'd be medically beneficial anyway for cancerous reasons.
It's a case by case basis, and that should be up to the medical team and the patient.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
some
no,
women
I appreciate your views on it, Host, as well, because I think it's important to listen to people like yourself who actually know what you're talking about. You know, because you're living this experience. You know, so people should listen to you. You know.
I think gender dysphoria can look different for everyone. So I think that's probably a lot of the reason that we say gender dysphoria isn't a criteria for people. I didn't realize that I had gender dysphoria towards my chest until I got them removed, and I was speaking to somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, that's dysphoria," and I was like, "Oh."
I think I have body dysphoria. I'm a bit fat. I need to lose weight.
Well, there's body dysmorphia and then there's gender dysphoria. So they're two.
I was only telling a stupid joke. That's all.
Yeah.
They do have gastric sleeve for that, though.
They do indeed. They've also walking and exercise, which I need to do more of.
We're literally having a conversation about.
Why is this trans woman in the comments calling herself female? I'm confused.
That's why she's saying mods and hoes.
She's like, oh, well, my documents say I'm female, so therefore I'm female. Like, girl.
I mean...
Anyway, people, I'm going to jump down. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, good talking to you, too.
Have a nice day. Toronto.
Slán.
So how you been, Miss Josephine?
I've been good. Just, you know.
Staying out of trouble?
Same old. Oh, I'm never staying out of trouble. Oh, now she wants to change up the narrative. I said I was a woman. We weren't arguing about whether you were a woman. We were arguing about you saying that you were female. Girl, like...
If you want to dehumanize yourself and remove an aspect of your intersectionality, then that's on you.
Literally. Like, honestly, and you want to call me transphobic, I think it's transphobic that you're trying to, like, pretend like you're the same thing as a cis woman. Like, you should be proud to be trans. Next.
I mean, I would say trans women are very similar to cis women. They have same life experience, but they do share some differences, and that's
not have the same life experience.
A lot of cis women have different life experiences as well, but it doesn't make them any less of a woman.
Well,
I saw Nia's cousin, or not cousin, but twin.
When?
Yeah, in KC. I almost had to get up and like, Nia, is that you?
Jessica, scroll up. You said female. Any transphobes want to come talk, you're more than welcome to. I'm not yelling at people tonight or dragging people.
Is the computer shot? Is that why you're not on studio?
I was doing my Ozempic injection and HRT injection in my kitchen.
Yeah.
So I went live on my phone, and this isn't even the phone that I'm normally live on. This is my normal phone.
Yeah. Okay, pimp. Got all these fancy devices going on.
I mean, this is the other phone that goes live. Got my tablet, and there's another.
You better watch out. People are going to say that you're over here licking all your devices now.
I showed my computer set up earlier.
I got this really cool articulating arm for my tablet, so now I'm on my tablet.
Nice.
An arm?
Yeah.
For
My
your
wife
tablet?
loves me.
What?
Yeah, it holds my tablet, and so I can like articulate it to go whichever way I want, and it's attached to my side table that has a desk that swings out, so it's pretty cool.
GP side effects of Ozempic. I get the gastroparesis every now and then. You gotta eat slower and spread your meals out. But I do it for my diabetes. I'm a type 2 diabetic, and it very much manages my blood sugar a lot better. So the weight loss is an added bonus.
I also have to say my wife kind of likes the setup too, because she hears me talk about people, and now she can see who I'm talking to.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
My hair is growing out. I kind of like the poofy hair on the side, not gonna lie. Like, I think that, like, the poofy hair looks cute. The flat hair, I'm not a fan of.
It looks
think it
all
looks cute.
It looks all shiny and all that too. See, and everyone's all trying to say that it's all greasy looking all the time. No, it actually looks good.
No, it's healthy. It's got a healthy coat. It's very shiny and healthy. It's my hair.
I think it looks good.
I want it longer, so as it grows out more, like it is super getting long, but I want it long and like I want it down my back a little bit, and then I want it the poofiness of it. Like I love that.
It may not stay poofy though once your hair gets longer because of the weight.
I'm okay with that.
I can
Yeah, cut your dead ends off. It'll make it look healthier and shinier, and it'll probably poof out more.
Yeah, but that's got a healthy shine to it. It's not like damaged or dried out or anything like that.
So guess what I saw today, and I shared it, and my video was going viral for it.
What?
I thought it was hilarious that Trump went to the Super Bowl, but Doge is out there cutting and shredding all this unnecessary spending for U.S. money. Regardless if he pays for his ticket, the Secret Service still has to charge the government for being there with him.
I heard Super Bowl. Eagles won Super Bowl. Let's go.
Yeah, because the NFL's rigged. They won't let anybody three-peat, because then if people start three-peating, like winning like more than 2 in a row Super Bowls, people won't want to watch a Super Bowl because they already know who's going to win.
Would you get extensions? No, I'm not really into extensions. I wouldn't do it. Just like some trans women wear wigs, I've never worn a wig. I've been patiently waiting for it to grow. So
All I know is
Yeah, my hair to go true, but I think hell might freeze over.
go ahead, Liz.
why would hell freeze over?
Because I'm bald.
Huh, I would have never guessed.
Yeah. No, I'm bald. That's why I shaved my head, because I like started taking testosterone, and now my forehead goes somewhere back here.
Can you get hair caps or whatever it's called? like cosmetic surgery?
I wouldn't. It's not that important to me. I take a bunch of that. I take actually more than most people. I take at least 6,000 units a day.
I would suggest fish oils as well, but at the same time, I wouldn't. And the biggest reason why is because it literally makes your urine smell like fish, and it smells disgusting. I don't know because I've taken it. I know because I was a healthcare worker, and changing leg bags with a man who took fish oils was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I can't stand the burps.
Leg bags?
I'm actually supposed to be taking it, but I don't. Because my good cholesterol is low. My cholesterol in general is low, but my good cholesterol is low, and I need to get that up there with healthy fats like fish oil.
Fish oils are actually really healthy. Like, not only are they healthy with like your cholesterols and stuff like that, but they actually make your fingers healthier, like your fingernails, your hair healthier. It
And
helps
your
grow your
mental
hair.
health.
Yeah, and your overall health. It also helps you lose weight as well. It helps with your metabolism. Because of the oh my god, what is it called?
Omega.
That, but also oh my god, this is gonna piss me the fuck off. Protein. Thank you. I don't know why I said thank you. My brain was the one who thought it up, but thank you anyway. The protein in it also helps as well. It helps fasten your metabolism and strengthen your metabolism. Fish oils are overall healthy. But also to answer your question, Brooke, leg bags, I forget the actual medical term for it, but it's when you have like an issue with your bladder, they'll put something into your bladder and they'll connect it to a bag so you don't
Oh, the
have to.
catheters.
Yeah, thank you, the catheters. But we call them leg bags because they literally hook around your leg. Like it velcros around your leg.
Yep. Odysseus, I need your age, please.
Echo, you know me. It's Alex.
Hey.
I'm on my troll account because I got fucking bananaed.
You had an opportunity to troll there.
I was gonna do it and I was like, no, I love you guys too much. I can't. I just cannot.
No, you could
I
just
I
gave
got
you a
bananaed.
follow.
Oh, thank you. I was saying some out of pocket shit tonight. I got banned.
Who
To
was that?
Nate?
Uh-huh.
You said that's
Good
Haley?
job.
No, it's not Haley.
No, it's Alex.
Oh, Alex.
Alex.
Not Alex Ruby. The other Alex.
Yeah. With the triple X.
Yeah. Bad bitch Alex. But just see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like banana for like until the 13th of Feb. I was like, cool, awesome, thank you. Wayne, oh my god, not all Kiwis sound the same.
Not you over there harassing my bestie. I don't like that.
Well, fuck.
Jessica said they
Hi,
have a lot
Wayne.
of noise in camp right now.
Oh my god, Wayne, I saw your message, by the way. I'm going to reply soon. I've just been a bit busy because my 8-year-old decided to run into a pole.
Oh.
And she has split her eyebrow in half and fractured the bone in her skull. And this is 2 weeks after she cracked the top of her head open in our swimming pool and had to get staples. And the doctor is that bad. The doctor, like, I walked in and he's like, so what is it this week? Is it the head, the stomach, or the arm? I was like, oh, fuck, that's bad. Like, you know it's bad when the doctor's, like, asking, like, what one is it this time?
This is why I don't have children.
This is why I'm hot.
I love my babies. They're so funny. They, like, really, really, really love fucking with people. It's so fun. My 8-year-old, I think Pax has heard this, my 8-year-old constantly mocks Elijah, like, 24/7.
That's fun.
Her nickname, like on our private VCs and Discord, is Little Leviticus because she will like run in the room and she's like, basically, literally, actually, and she says it constantly.
That's funny.
I'm like, girl,
what
you're
was that
doing
thing
too
this
much.
morning? I heard somehow I came into Elijah's live, but I didn't go in. I was watching from the hallway on one of my other accounts, and I guess Envy and Christy was going after him or something.
I'm not gonna lie, they were eating him the fuck up. Like, I'm sorry, but I really don't like Elijah. I could give a fuck about that guy, to be
They
honest.
said they're gonna do a 2v2 debate or something.
Who's he gonna get? Chloe? Sorry, no.
Chloe, my
Echo knows my feelings against Elijah, and they're very fucking strong.
no, he's gonna get KFC up there.
Well, KFC. Oh my god, no, not KFC.
KFC's entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, when you're desperate for entertainment, I suppose.
I don't know why he can't get the word trunkle out. He always calls me turtle packs.
I think it's just a not very smart thing. Like they're not that smart, to be honest. And like I was discussing this the other
I
day.
just want to know how he got back on their radar.
For doing egregious shit. He's been name dropping in servers apparently, and he's been going after Cuddle again. And like, look, we all know like Cuddle's a bit of an asshole, but like my one thing is don't go after someone's kids. Like, please don't. Like, please don't go after people's kids. Like,
He loves doing that for some reason. It's weird.
I know, but that's why I said like I don't like Elijah for that reason. And he had actually, I'm wondering what happened because he had. I don't know if you remember this person, Echo, but they had Nico Slays on their panel quite a bit, and so did KFC, and now they're gone.
If I realized what the hell was going on, I was like, we're going. See you.
Yeah, I don't know, but they've like been gone for a long time, so I'm like maybe they've just kind of woken up, which hopefully they have because honestly, if I was in the street, I would have fought for them because I really don't like Nico either. Hey T, you haven't even said hello to me, biatch. Hey T.
You might be busy.
What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Well, thanks for doing the whole Chantal Marie page now, because now I get fucking confused every time I see Chantal Marie on a panel. I'm like, which one am I fucking watching?
I love it.
I have to give it a minute before I even comment because I'm like, which one is it?
Yeah.
What would you say, Echo?
I find it absolutely comical because people get so upset over it.
Nate
Oh,
said
did you see so upset about me doing that to her too?
Yep.
No, well, you know what's funny? The one person who said they haven't been is Cuddle. Cuddle thinks it's hilarious. He was like, he's like, honestly, it's kind of funny. I was like,
Wait, Cuddle liked what I'm doing?
yeah, he thought it was funny.
W Cuddle.
I was like, W Cuddle, rare Cuddle W. Oh my god.
Oh, that's rare.
Yeah,
But even like, I was sitting there, we were watching UKD like on the Chantal page, and my daughter's like, I've heard that person's voice, and that's not their picture on TikTok. No, it's not, Mum. I'm like, oh, girl, you're too smart. Like,
but she's not smart enough not to run in the poll.
no, that's the thing. Like, she's smart in some areas. No, it wasn't meant to be fair. She was just being a kid. Her kid this other girl was like, Sophie, look behind you. And she was like, what? And did like the whole dumb blonde thing. And then like, turned around and knocked herself clean out.
So many people have been confused. They think I'm her, or they think she's me. 2 people have unmodded me, and I had to tell them, and so they remodded me. I have friendlies like yell at me, not realizing I'm not her. Like, it's just so funny to me. I get a
Do you guys remember?
I get a sick like enjoyment out of it. I'm like, ooh, they must really hate the Chantal Marie check. Like,
Over the
I never
summer?
got this with the Italia one.
It was over early summer. I was doing that with Nate, and every time he changed his picture, I would change the picture on the PFP. They get so mad. They try to say that they lost followers because I was going around telling everybody, it's like, hey, I fell in love with the love of my life, this very beautiful trans woman, and I just wanted to come in and apologize to everybody. And people were trying to bring me up on the panel. I'd be like, no, I have to stay down in the chat. My mom's sleeping in another room.
What the fuck is going on in the comments, Echo? There's like a whole fucking argument.
I don't know, but I'm letting it go because I don't know.
You know what I reckon? We should just
I'm
make
just
them
painting.
1v1. I make them 1v1 in a box.
It's elevated.
What
Yeah,
about
what about Universe? What about Just Call Me Universe? What are we talking about there?
Oh, just call me daddy.
Daddy?
Oh, puppy.
I play a lot of video games, and I'll play like PUBG with my friend, and we'll be in voice chat with other people. I'll be like, "Hey, are you guys all over 21?" They'll be like, "Yeah, Daddy."
Hey, check out this guy's name in the chat. This guy's weird. He's like too straight. Cis is a slur.
Oh yeah. They're
Nate is great.
they're Nate
Oh, so
supporters.
you support someone that lied about their age, and then you support someone that took from Envy to use her ID card so he can go look at inappropriate pictures because he knew he was underage, but lied about
Wait,
it.
what?
Yeah, it's on Reddit. Go
Violated
watch the
women's
Reddit.
boundaries repeatedly, but that's
Go look at
okay
Reddit,
because he was a
girl.
good argument.
Hopefully
Wait, is
you're
this all on Reddit? Because I feel like I've missed a whole fucking. I did not know.
Yes, it's on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody even made a really good case for thinking that the GCs knew and they just didn't care.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Like, there's at least 2 really good arguments to support that.
Yeah. And it was funny that Muppet
See that I
made
don't follow the Reddit until somebody like gives me a link because I'm lazy.
Me and Echo and everybody else were pretty much off the app yesterday and all day today. And Muppet made a post about us yesterday on Reddit. Talking
I was on.
So Muppets mad. I don't want to bring this up with some people here. Muppets mad because I am pro-choice on a lot of things, and I stand by that. And I'm not going to go more into that because that can be very triggering for people.
I actually.
Oh, hell no.
I actually
Pro-choice all the way.
I actually stand with you on that one, Echo. I have the same stance.
Okay, so you know what I'm talking about because I didn't want to bring it up because I know how you are. So
Wait,
yeah.
how I am?
Yeah, like I know that's like a sensitive thing for you as well.
Oh, do you mean yeah, a certain aspect, yeah. No,
That's
no.
what happened.
I'm totally in favor of that. That's what somebody, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing that people should be able to do with their lives what they want as long as they don't hurt anybody else.
Yeah. It's not a flex to like try and come at me for that stance because there's a lot of people that make that stance, and especially people that have the same thought process. It should be up to us. Jessica, what are you talking about? She definitely said what?
It's me, Jessica. Jessica, what is going on? Like, your hair is so pretty, but like, I feel like you're like you're not making a good case. What's going on?
Why are y'all fighting over Just Call Me Universe in my chat? They are a gender critical. Y'all do realize you're in a transgender space fighting over support for a gender critical.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you want to come up in 1v1, then like I'm all like, you want to 1v1 on Ego's channel? Me inviting people up on your panel.
I'm over here leaning my head up against my hand on my couch with my eyes closed, and I have to go back and scroll.
Damn.
Just like come up in the
Rob.
page. I can just sit here and listen. I don't have to read the chapter.
He's acting like you're a fan than hers in her live.
Oh, I get it. So they're saying shit in their live and then coming here and saying 2 different things. So like playing the side.
Flip-flopping.
Yeah, flip-flopping.
Yeah, call them out on that shit.
Hey, Echo, how you doing?
Good, how you been?
Doing well. What's going on?
Rob, hold on. Is that you and your PFP? Real quick. Because if that's you, goddamn.
Stop it, Alex.
Sorry, I'm in New
Down,
Zealand.
girl, down.
I'm sorry.
They do have an IG. Their IG's on there too.
Oh, okay. BRB.
It's approved by TikTok. What's going on? Anyways, why am I such a distraction? Anyways, what's the argument?
Not her
Nothing.
actually going in and looking. That's funny.
We're just hanging out on Sunday afternoon. It's almost 11 o'clock. Just kind of chilling out, really. That's it.
Yeah, no, so happy to see Patrick Mahomes crying. Stop the 3P.
Yeah, because the
I'm
NFL's
sorry.
rigged. The NFL's rigged because they don't want no to three-peat. Yeah, and everyone was crying, saying that the refs were in favor of the Chiefs all season and all this
Well,
stuff.
I mean, bring it back to when the
But
Bills
also too,
lost. I
the hosts
mean,
don't like talking about sports
there's
ball. You know.
actual investigation against some of these refs, which is why they were not able to
Do you have
officiate
proof of that?
this game, right?
Do you
So
have a source of
when you,
that? Do you have proof that there's investigations done?
I mean, Google it yourself.
I have.
You say daddy's home.
Are you mad? Are you mad at the
No, I'm not
Bills or
mad. I'm not mad. I
something?
just think it's
Like,
funny that all
so why are
year you
you?
guys were crying.
But why are
Hey,
you
I'm
coming?
speaking.
Why are
You
you
don't have
coming
to.
at me
We can
though?
talk over each other if you want to talk over each other. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
daddy, don't disappoint me.
It's a conversation about sports. Don't.
Yeah, I know, but they want to speak over me because they think they're
Rob
thinking
is a
bigger than mine.
Rob is a good friend of mine.
Oh.
Can he be a good friend of mine too? No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Rob
No,
is not opposition. Rob's a good friend. So.
Daddy, chill. Okay, I'm elevated. I need to go. I love you all. Bye. By the way, Rob, I'm going to follow you on Instagram. No care. Bye, bye, bye.
Unpopular opinion, I don't sports ball. I don't care.
I don't care. The only game I've watched all year is the Super Bowl, and I made it just past halftime. And when Kansas City started to lose in the second half, I was like, I'm going home. I'm leaving.
They had 0 points at the half. And then, hey, by the way, lacrosse is a true sport
Did you
right
see
here.
how many?
So you're
No,
cutting me
Kansas
off
City
now, bro.
didn't get spanked. The
Now
Eagles
you're cutting me
cheated.
off.
The
Right
NFL's
now
rigged.
you're cutting me off though,
No,
right? Echo. Now he's
the
cutting me
NFL's
off. So
rigged.
let me
The
shut up
NFL's
again.
rigged.
Look, you let Rob speak. Rob was in the middle of a sentence.
Okay, so I guess he's not talking now. Okay, got it.
He was. You got to let him speak.
No, I just think it's funny that everyone said that the
For fuck's sake, I asked for decorum and friends.
So the funny thing is, so the Buffalo Bandits is a lacrosse team in Buffalo, right? My cousin, my first cousin, was a backup goalie way back when, right? And that's all I was gonna say. But if you want to bet on Buffalo sports, bet on the Bandits because we're champions, and it makes sense because based on where we are, and it's an exciting sport. But yeah, I'm so sorry that he had to interrupt me again.
Brookie's a trans woman.
I'm so sorry, Brookie. I'm so sorry, but
Yeah.
it was just anyways. Yeah.
I'm
Go Bandits.
neurodivergent, and it's hard for me to follow when that happens too. So nothing on Brookie.
No, I mean I think I was just like trying to just speak, and I'm sorry for. I would never try to mispronounce anybody, but I was just quick and void, and I'm just trying to keep it together.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't. Trust me. I know who you are. You're good. I was was happy to see that Kendrick Lamar did the Not Like Us for the halftime show. He was hinting at that throughout the show and then did it. Is it bad leg? Cuttlefish, take that back. Taylor Swift is good. Listen, hate me for being trans, but don't hate on Taylor Swift. We'll have problems then, buddy. See,
I thought Taylor Swift was not gonna perform because she was against Trump, and now she did.
No, she was there.
Oh, she didn't perform?
Yeah. No, she was there. You know who her like boyfriend is, right?
No, I heard he does play sports ball.
Yeah.
My bad. I just think it's funny that the NFL's rigged and they don't want no one to three-peat, because if people do three-peat, nobody will watch it because there were so
I
many
mean,
bad
I don't
calls in
think
one game.
that they deserve the
I'm
PP though.
sorry. Like I was saying, because nobody will watch it. That's why they weren't calling any of the calls. They were holds. They were like all this stuff that the refs didn't want to do, because everybody was crying all last 2 weeks saying, "Oh, the refs are rigging it for the Chiefs. They're for the Chiefs. They're for the Chiefs." And so the refs were too scared to even call penalties. So that's why there was such a blowout, because the refs didn't want to call the actual bad calls. And the NFL doesn't want no one to three-peat, because they'll know, you shake your head north and south, not east and west, because if anybody, because there you go, because you know it's rigged. Because if anybody three-peats, they know that nobody will start watching it and they'll lose views.
All right, I'm gonna placate the stereotypes. As a fucking person in the community, you watch way too much sports.
Hey, there's plenty of people that watch sports. They're in the community.
It's a joke.
Yes. Hey, Cuddle. Yeah, just like you sent for Christy too, right?
No, let's not bring that shit into it. No, I think like Cuttlefish watching it, the Chiefs were very much like ill-equipped to play them this year. They're just getting overpowered left and right.
Well, so. Yeah, when you're doing illegal moves and the refs ain't calling the calls, yes, so you are gonna get overpowered.
Who handed the Chiefs their one loss this year?
Their one loss this year? Buffalo, but who handed the Chiefs? Who Buffalo's never been to the Super Bowl since Jim Kelly. So please sit back down.
Yeah, it's because of these, bro. The refs, right? You got to play a team and the refs, and whether you want to agree with that or not, that's on you.
Because you guys cried so much. Buffalo fans cried so much about the refs being in our pockets.
The funny thing is that we're actually not the ones crying. It's recognized.
Yeah, you guys
all
were.
over
It's all over social media. That's why the refs didn't want to call any penalties tonight.
So the refs didn't want to call penalties.
Yeah, because you guys would come after them. You guys would like, oh my god, the NFL knew they would lose revenue if the refs, they told the refs not to call calls for.
You're a KC diehard fan.
I was raised in Kansas City.
You know what I don't agree with KC is because they still do the war chant, right? Oh, do you agree with that? Yes or no?
No,
I can see that you're not a true NFL fan. You want to ask me a question, but you want to talk.
No, because the appropriation is real, right?
Yep.
It's not.
Do you agree with them?
I'm
only asking a simple question.
It's hard to answer when people keep interrupting you. So
it's only me and you, bro.
Okay.
It's a conversation, right? I'm not trying to interrupt.
We can play this game. I can talk over you, buddy. I can talk over you.
It's a genuine.
I can try to be nice, guy. Listen here, your team sucks in a minute because you guys cried all week that the refs were in our pockets. You guys haven't been in a Super Bowl since you've been born, guy. So get over it, dude.
It's a legitimate.
Actually, I was a teenager in the mid-90s, so try again. Go ahead. You're getting pissed off. I don't know why you're so upset.
No. I'm getting mad because you want to overtalk me and not take turns.
For the Brookie crash out.
It's not a crash out. I'm cussing out a motherfucker that don't know shit about football, saying that we're appropriating people. You don't know history about football. Smile, motherfucker.
Brookie. Stop is indigenous. We're talking about the appropriation that the Chiefs do the thing. I don't want to do it, but that's what they do. We're talking about the appropriation behind it. Very much like how the Washingtons changed their name because of appropriation and the harm that they caused to indigenous people.
I came in halfway through and like, what the fuck?
No, if a cocksucker would fucking know his goddamn history about the NFL,
Chiefs were named after the mayor they called Chief.
It's appropriation what they
It's not
do.
appropriation. That's why their name has stayed.
It's appropriation.
And all the tribes around us.
Okay, Brookie.
Gonna drop.
Good.
This got crazy.
We're gonna pull it back a little bit and cool off. A lot of stuff in sports in America is appropriated. A lot of stuff in American culture is appropriated. Wahite people love to appropriate.
Hey, cousin Rob, how's it going?
I'm just being quiet now. Just watching the floor, and because I piss people off, apparently. I'm doing well though. How are you?
When I said Rob is like a long-term friend, like I very much respect Rob and their views and their knowledge and where they come from, because they're indigenous.
I mean, yeah, I'm indigenous. I'm a nurse. Like my son is trans. Like I've been a part of this community for a very long time. I'm 43
Brookie, I
years
was
old.
joking.
No, not to you, not to you, Tammy. This is
Oh no! I'm just responding to the
no
Discord
to
messages I'm
Brookie.
getting.
Brookie, I don't know why you're coming so hard for me. I think that we share a lot of common spaces, and you know, I don't if it's about the Super Bowl or whatever, that's fine. But I was just talking about, you know, the Kansas City air quote Chiefs, right? And the appropriation. And it's one of the few teams that, you know, leave that stamp on their name and their symbolism for their team, and they still do their war cries. I don't know, it just bothers me, but at the same time, I just laugh because if you want to do it, go ahead, do it. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a thing for a very long time, that people have been speaking about this and trying to get them to, correct themselves. I
It
just really
was
like.
the Washington Redskins, right?
I was just about to say that. I said it was in my lifetime in which there were the Redskins. Like that was in my lifetime, which is everybody thinks it was so far away that this discrimination and racism happened. But like I'm very young, and that happened in my lifetime. You know.
So what's a
Definitely.
can so if you follow football, can you define what is a New England Patriot?
Hi, Biz. Good question.
Right, because you know what? Guess what? And our president was there, you know, waving his hand today at the Super Bowl. But thank you for the representation of the Black community specifically through the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Did you see it? I saw it.
Full force shown. Freaking love.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Honestly, and y'all can't say I'm racist because you can't. But even when I wasn't cheering for the Chiefs at all because I didn't want them to win. I wanted the Eagles to win, and I was happy that they did. But when Xavier Worthy got his touchdown, I was cheering too because I was like, I'm cheering for everybody black. That's what I was doing. I was like, okay, cool, we're doing it, our big one in this one, and that's what happened. And I was proud of what happened tonight, and I was excited for how humble, not Jalen Worthy, what Jalen Hurts is, and
Hurts. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Mahomes. They were cute together when they did their little thing at the end. I thought it was beautiful. I think Kelsey kind of sucked today, like very much sucked. I don't know. It was like he was not good at all. And it is what it is. I was happy that the Eagles won, and Eagles fans are a little bit lit, but they
Kelsey looked
deserve
cute
it.
though with his little pregame his you saw his what he was wearing. He had on like a 70s outfit. Like he looked cute. I can't lie, but guess what? You should have been worried about the game, bro. I think this is probably his worst game. His worst check me
So
Super
is
Bowl
everyone
game.
Is everyone gonna talk about football all night?
No,
Absolutely.
we don't have to. Trans is
Absolutely. That's
beautiful
what we
though.
should talk about. Except for, yeah, and we should talk about the trans people too.
Not really. I'm not big on
I don't
football.
sports ball.
I'm kidding. I don't care
I'm
about
sorry. I
football
just
that
got
much.
shot down because of that, and I'm here for uh, the trans space. Every so difficult to talk about. We're bouncing from topic to topic, but
It's
yeah,
him.
let's talk about trans spaces. Trans is beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
My son is beautiful. He's a gorgeous individual. He is trans, and I'm so happy that he's my son.
W.
Has anyone heard the song Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar?
Of course, girl.
Nobody has
Yeah.
ever heard that song. I've never
I
heard of it. What
know.
is
How
it?
have
I
you
know.
not heard that song, Tammy?
I think we should play every single time we see a GC. I think we should
Yeah.
play that song because we just caught their Diddy party.
Facts.
Have you guys heard the what is it, Lola Young? What was it called? I'm too perfect. So you tell me that I'm not. It's Lola Young. I forget what it's called. I think it's Perfect or it's a whole vibe song. If nobody's heard it, I would encourage you to listen to it. Lola Young.
Oh.
Yeah, Messy.
I heard Peter Griffin wanted to find me. Did you find me yet?
Oh yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Because I just moved to a new house. Did you find that one yet?
Maybe. No. I don't
No,
care.
you didn't. Are you looking at my old house?
Care to.
You don't want to find the people that live at that
Why?
house anymore because we already
I know.
moved.
No,
We already moved.
you're
Damn
boring.
it. Peter Griffin, I thought you were smarter than this.
You're boring. Like I don't.
I'm boring. I heard you were trying to find me.
Why'd you come up here being an
I heard you were
asshole?
trying
I'm
to find me.
confused. What,
I
what,
mean,
what
I
is,
could,
Some of us
but I
have some things to actually talk about.
what is going on?
Wait, what's that song? They Not Like Us. They Not Like Us. Ricky, we just caught your Diddy party. How is it talking to a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old child on DC privately? Oh,
Is
You're
this
gonna let
what a
What are you
creep.
talking
What a
about, girl?
creep.
Hold on. I will say this clearly, Courtney. I will leave you alone. Okay.
Courtney. I've been gaming. What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
know.
Why the fuck am I
That's what
trying
I'm
to be
saying.
looked
Like
for?
I'll leave you alone. Just go away.
Is
We're having fun.
What are
this
you
a
having fun
safe
with?
space or
Finding
no?
people?
I needed
Fun.
some people right now.
Because
Yeah,
I've been getting
we
sent
were
some shit in your.
talking. We've been literally talking about the useless football and cultural
I
appropriation.
don't care. I came in late because I was on the phone with somebody.
I guess I
Yeah,
missed out.
the live wasn't about you or name
I
dropping.
don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I
Courtney
don't talk to
Weber, I
anybody
can
outside the
prove
app.
that.
I'm telling you, if you show up to
Echo,
my
who
fucking
even is
house, there's
who
gonna be
is
problems.
this?
Just
Echo,
I
go.
who
promise
is
you that.
who
You won't
who
be
is this
leaving
I'm
here.
person?
sorry. Who is
Like,
Anyway,
who
this?
are
have a good
you?
night.
Who are
Okay, bye,
you?
Courtney.
Oh,
Is that why your boyfriend's wearing a mask in your
like, who
profile
are
picture?
you?
Because
And
he's too ugly?
why did you come in
That's
here trying to
crazy.
just fucking fuck up the vibe when we're just chilling? Like, what is going on? I don't like that shit.
Who was that?
Who even knows? We don't even know.
So that's
It's it's
Crazy.
another
Ricky
GC.
Leahy. They're another GC, but they're very much like just gaming, and they're like just on the back end, just talk shit from the comments half the time. They don't really host the lives and trash trans people. They're not someone I care to really fucking dog on, but they can't take a joke when I say I looked into them. Watched you gaming yesterday. I said, "Oh, you're pretty cool." Checked out your channel. It gave me your name, Courtney Webb, which you should probably update your Twitter account, which is where your name comes from. Your handle on your Twitter account. Just to give you a little hint there. Yeah, I was planning on leaving you the fuck alone. The live wasn't even about you. You made it about you, Courtney.
Exactly, and the thing is that they're missing the most important thing, and that's Brookie has started her own live titled "NFL is rigged, prove me wrong." She has literally just started a live saying that the NFL is rigged
It's
and to
wild.
prove her wrong. I
Hilarious.
cannot. I
Hi,
cannot
Cheesy.
not with that bitch. I love her. That's so funny.
All the GCs in here, I literally left Courtney alone, and then she wanted to insert herself and come up in the live. Cool.
I don't know why she left the group chat though. Like, was she mad about for that?
Listen, I don't
Like,
know.
I didn't do
I
anything.
don't know.
I
I
just
don't know
laughed
dick.
because she was
I don't
having
know
a
dick about
meltdown.
no group chat. I don't know none of that. I just know we were sitting up here having a conversation, and somebody came up and trying to disrupt the shit. I don't like that kind of stuff because we just chilling, and I like to chill. And y'all know, I don't know if most of y'all. I mean, I know most of y'all. I know Tammy, Rob, E Girl, and Echo. And
Bitch, you fucking know
Oh, so
me.
you just
oh wait, it's
racist.
you, Alex.
Yes,
What?
bitch.
Why are you at? Who is
No,
Badusi?
no. I'm gonna be like happy now.
Who is Badusi?
To be fair, I don't know Cheese Hat, so I do need an age from Cheese Hat.
I don't know
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
cheese hat.
18.
Okay, are you sure you're 18? We've been having a string of
I'm
people.
sure I'm 18. 2006.
No,
If you're
cheese hat
curious.
is actually 18.
Yeah,
Okay.
I debated
You're
Delirious
mutuals.
for like 30 minutes to an hour, like a week or two ago.
You
It
debated
was
And
me
fun.
for
what did
30
you learn?
seconds and you lost.
I wouldn't. Okay, it wasn't that bad. I'm a friendly. It's just one of us played devil's advocate, and we just had a very fun debate.
Yeah, I played a GC.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
First time I've had a challenging debate on this topic.
All right. Cuttlefish, if you're here, what was it on your profile you said to check out?
The fucking story, and it's Ivani on a flying donut.
The computer doesn't give me stories.
Oh my god, no, you have to see it. It's so funny. Like, is it Ivani? And it's literally Ivani on a flying donut.
That's funny.
Why? What am I missing though? Why is Safani on a donut?
Oh, everybody's been dragging him Avani. So y'all know how I did the live exposing Nate. Well, now Avani wants to insert himself into everything else.
Why?
I don't know.
They've been embarrassed before. Do you remember when they didn't know what an ovary was? Avani and Atlantic got into it like 2, 3 years ago, and yeah, Avani didn't know what an ovary was, so reel it back, right? It's kind of embarrassing, when you
I'm
want to
not
claim
surprised.
spaces, but you just make it make sense. It's It was so embarrassing. I remember exactly where I was, and I was like, you shouldn't come up here. And Atlantic had boy, BOI. And they just tore them apart. They were so embarrassed because it was Avani and what's her name? Incredible Hulk smokes the cigarettes from UK. Um
Wait, Envy?
Envy?
Envy, yes.
Oh yeah.
Hulk!
Smoke
What?
It was
cigarettes.
it was Envy.
Crazy
It was
description.
Envy. Hold on. It was Envy and Avani against Boy and Atlantic. And I was next to my 7-Eleven. I was like waiting to get in there to get my little coffee or whatever, but I heard it all. I was like,
How did that go, Rob?
hmm?
How did it go?
Well, Envy can't debate.
No.
So I don't
Again,
know why she was in the
Did
panel.
Atlantic eat
no,
her up or what?
they didn't have to say anything because they embarrassed themselves. Again, they didn't listen. They didn't have to do anything. They were just like blah 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 into their own dismay. It was embarrassing. It really was. I was just like, wow.
Your life got some
I wonder if
weird.
Atlantic's able to come up here. It was the funniest debate. It was not even a debate. It was just like
I can invite
embarrassing.
her.
Well, I think she has a different name.
No, she's
thing.
still on. She goes live on
Yeah,
Atlantic
she's still Atlantic. Yeah, Atlantic Siren. I'll invite that. I'll buy her
or
and both of
Atlantic
her ads.
Brunette. You could do Atlantic Brunette. I think it's the one she's been going on.
Yeah, I invited her on both because I believe we're mutuals on both.
Has
Ricky Leahy sent me a message. Stop viewing my profile, loser.
who?
Ricky?
Ricky Leahy that came up here.
It's so interesting. Everybody wants your attention, Echo. You're the star of the show.
I know.
You're the star of the show. Have any of you
I
guys
think
seen what I look like before? Does anybody know what I look like? Nobody's ever seen me.
No.
I think I've seen you
I
before.
have. I
You
think
look
I
black.
saw you on.
I look what? Bitch.
Yeah, I said you look black.
I said, bitch, fuck you. Anyway.
I think I saw you once when you were on Ace's birthday party.
Oh, was I on? I don't think I was on though. I think was it my picture or was it me?
No, I thought you turned on your camera briefly.
No, I
Yeah,
don't think I did.
I remember.
No, I didn't turn my camera on. I did turned on. I may have been. I didn't turn my camera on. I turned on. My. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm thinking about dyeing my hair half black, half blue. I don't know if I would look good with that. Question
Turn
mark.
on your camera.
Somebody could send this to him.
You said turn it on now.
Yeah, let me see your face. Like
No, I look like a
structured
hot man. I
face.
look like a whole bum right now, but I'll show
Okay,
you a
send
picture.
me a picture of your structure of your face.
Okay, I will. Okay, I got you. Hold on, who's in?
Oh, look at kitty.
I'm gonna bleach my hair tomorrow.
I got a neutral.
I'm telling
That's
you,
what I gotta do
Tammy
mine.
Goth.
Tammy, I haven't
Echo,
spoken to
you're
you in a
very white
minute.
passing. You could go blonde.
I've done
Oh,
blonde.
I'm only doing it to put blue.
Honestly, I went blonde too for with a wig, and I looked cute in it. So, I don't know.
I'm thinking of doing blue and then like the ends pink, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get away with it or if it's gonna end up being purple because the blue will mess with the pink and then it'll be purple at the bottom.
I feel like if I went blonde, I'll look very much Hawaiian with my indigenous skin color.
Mm-hmm.
When did this happen? What do you mean?
When did what happen?
When they were talking about Envy and Vonnie arguing with Atlantic
Oh, it
Siren.
had to be fuck, years ago. Honestly, probably 2 years ago.
Now, Cuttlefish Brookie went live for a minute to say it's not appropriation and then ended the live.
Okay, wait, hold
Going
on.
off on
What is
me on
that, Rob?
Discord
What
right
exactly
now.
was she saying wasn't appropriation? Because I was there, but I heard the crash out, but I couldn't understand.
Cuddle was like, damn, I wanted to get in on that.
We're talking
Wait, what
about
are we talking about?
Hold on, Rob. What was she saying wasn't appropriation? What were you saying that she was saying wasn't appropriation?
Well, who?
Brookie.
Brookie. The whole war cry
Yeah,
thing.
just like 2 seconds ago.
Because Rob
Listen
was
back
saying
up.
that it's cultural appropriation that they're called the Chiefs and that they have the arrowhead
Right.
thing, and it's been a thing in
They still
sports
do
because
their war cry, right?
Yeah, that is definitely much
Okay, that's what I was
appropriation.
asking you. What were you saying?
Yeah, no, that's very much appropriation. As an indigenous person, I
You
would
mean the
say that's
beginning?
Right.
You mean the
And
beginning of "Shake Your Tail Feather"? That
they
song?
still do no, it's what they do in their stadium, right?
No, but I mean, do y'all know the song "Shake Your Tail Feather"? Right? It's the one by
Yeah.
Nelly and them. That's the beginning of that song too. So that is also cultural
No,
appropriation.
but I'm talking about the NFL team, right?
No,
The
no,
Chiefs.
I'm just comparing it because that's the same thing. So I'm wondering. Oh, okay, I
There's a
didn't know
lot of
that.
comparisons, right?
I didn't know that that was the same. I didn't know that. Okay, thank you for informing me.
yeah, it's very much appropriation, and
So like they're in Arrowhead Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it called Arrowhead Stadium?
Berkey was saying something about like it was named
No,
after a
why is it
guy
called
in
Arrowhead Stadium?
football.
My
Yeah,
father.
as an indigenous person, I'm definitely gonna say it's appropriation and it's very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
because they obviously don't have any indigenous culture, and our war cries are very much significant to us, and it has a reason.
Right. And that's all.
It's so
I love
interesting
your
too,
earring,
like
Rob.
to see like I feel like the NFL, and this might be a hot take, but I just think like the NFL in general like runs off of racism. I think
Absolutely.
So no, hold on. The NFL is about this. The money,
yeah, it
the
is.
money, honey. And guess what though? We watch it, we buy the jerseys, right?
Don't do that shit.
Um, and we're a part of it. However, it's entertainment, right? At the end of the day, it's entertainment.
I
But
very
there
much
should
do not
be,
participate.
but there should be a representation if you want to watch it, and that's why I watch it. And I'm finding new representation within our cultures that are getting recognized. Finally, finally.
In what way?
I'm very much against the entire thing. I think it's a stupid and dangerous sport. People become mass unalivers because of it.
Mm,
They have brain
well,
trauma and they act out. I think it's stupid. I think that we waste way too much money on it when we should be giving that money to, I don't know, teachers.
I mean, that's subjective. That's
I
a
think that
subjective belief. However, these sports are also, if you want to take it to lacrosse, basketball, baseball, football, any of them, they're supposed to set these principles in place when you start to actually be respectful, right? Um, if you abuse those principles, just like in sport or with anything, like, that's where I would agree with you. However, these sports and like Little League, they're meant to implement certain behaviors and understandings of how to, you know, um,
They're
not
great
so
for
much
kids.
act, not so much
well, I think
act,
it's a
but
big thing to
not
place.
not so much act, but just to understand authority and discipline, right? Because sometimes for me,
I'm
there's
not
a
saying that
difference
sports are
between
bad.
sometimes for me,
Rob,
there's a
can I
difference
just get
between
a word in? Because you just keep speaking over
sometimes
me, and
for
as an Indigenous woman,
sometimes for
it's very
me.
disrespectful for you to do that to me
Well, I'm
because you're not
indigenous
letting
too,
me
and I
get a
was
word
go
in.
ahead,
Because I
go
never
ahead.
said anything about kids' sports. I'm talking about the NFL, the money making machine. It's unethical. Just like billionaires are unethical, it's unethical that all this money is wasted on a game.
Well, I think we could say that for any major sport, basketball, soccer, anything like that. It's not only the NFL, but I also don't agree with a lot of the principles of the NFL because, like I've seen, a lot of it has been dipped and derived from racism and from the backs of people of color, and without getting the recognition that they should have. But I don't. I think that's every major sport, anything that has to do with like the NBA, the NFL, the soccer, like that's just what happens with big athletic sports in general, and that's the way that the America runs. I don't think
I
that's
mean,
going
you
to
you
change
can't
in
you
any
can't
way,
boycott the Olympics, right?
shape or form. And then I think that also too, like you said, the Olympics as well. I think it's not going to really change because people enjoy this. Like people all day today, people have gotten their barbecues going. Everybody was sitting down watching the Super Bowl because people are not going to change the fact that they want to watch the Super Bowl. They're going to make money. It's just going to happen because that's just the way it's been happening for years now. It's not going to change
I think it's really sad though that they removed end racism from the end zone
from the end zones. Yeah, we
just
talked
because he
about
was
that
going to
today.
be there.
Yeah, we talked about that today, and I was thinking of it. But is it because Trump's in office now, or is it just because?
Because he
Why
was
do
going
you
to be
think?
there, yeah.
Oh, is that why? Interesting.
I mean, I feel like it's been kind of crazy because I've always had a problem with sports teams being named after us, indigenous people, right? However, it only became a problem when we started like barking, and now we're barking, and now we're a problem again.
Ricky, you're
And I also feel that it's not appropriate for for like for people to how do I even say this?
Hold on one
Um,
second, Rob. I think Echo has to address something real quick.
Yeah,
go ahead,
Ricky,
sorry.
you're inserting yourself into a live that has nothing to do with callouts. We're talking about appropriation here. I genuinely don't care to bother with you, but it took me 5 seconds. Like, I'm leaving you the fuck alone. Just ignore me. I enjoyed watching you play some COD last night because I do play Pew Pew video games myself. That was it. So
I think it's pretty silly that people are worried about other people on TikTok coming to their house. Like, nobody's gonna do that unless this person is actually obsessed with you. Like, nobody cares.
Ricky, I'm not gonna like grow the fuck up. I'm not, okay?
Wait, no, time out, Ricky, because the way you feel right now and the things that you're saying right now is how I felt when Cuttlefish, right? And what's her name? Christy and Envy threatened to dox me and my kids. So like the way you feel right now is the same way I felt. So karma's a bitch.
Like, don't y'all think like this is the fear that transgender people have every day, that they wake up and they don't know what could happen to them that day, and they're like fucking frightened, legitly, because people want us unalive, people want us to not exist. Just think about that. Like, when you're spewing the hateful rhetoric, try to find a place in the middle where we can compromise and sit together and have a conversation. But hateful rhetoric brings the fear to trans people that you're feeling right now.
Yeah, hey Atlantic, I invited you because we're talking about that debate you had with Avani.
Alejandro.
And it is worth noting that if trans people are online advocating for their own community, that's a wonderful and beautiful thing that they should be allowed to do. Getting on TikTok and trashing someone else just for the hell of it, like you're the one who has an issue.
Yeah, never trusted them, but okay.
Can I ask real quick, Delirious? Was it? Did you say it was Cuddle?
Yeah.
Cuddle and Christy.
Yeah, no, it was in Envy's live. Cuttlefish told Envy that would take him a few days to get my information.
No, I'm just wondering because, like, Echo. I mean, I'm sure Echo would tell you this. Like, Cuddle is really all about staying the fuck away from people's kids. So that just, yeah, that's surprises me.
So that's why I stated that. Because no, he did state that would take him a few days to get my information and Katie's information.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had my boyfriend try to dox me, and I had Echo try to dox me, and they couldn't find me. So I don't even think Cuttlefish could find me.
Yeah, that's why I just like giving everyone my like name, my address, like where I live, because I also live in New Zealand. So like, it's gonna take you guys like at least a week to get here. So by then, like.
Wait, Delirious / nurse. You said Echo tried to dox you?
No. I asked Echo to do it. I consented to Echo doing it.
Yeah. I pulled up the floor plan and everything, and which bedroom.
Well, that's because I gave you my address.
Yeah, well, like I said, like once I have a name or an address or a phone number, even, it's just super easy.
He knows where my bed is. They know where my bed is. Sorry.
No, there's very simple ways to find information about people. treatpeoplesearch.com. It's very simple, unless you take yourself off that.
There's also the little things they
There's
sneak
lots
into
of ways.
apps, right? Like, I remember I was on the Citizen app and it was like, I was only sharing with one person and they're like, dude, I know where your bed is. I'm like, what?
Jesus. That's
Yeah,
like me though.
they were like, yeah, look on the Citizen app because we're friends and we're following each other, and it did that automatically. I'm like, oh hell no.
It's like me and Alex Ruby though. Like we're both talking because like I'm Indigenous Māori and she is Lebanese, and we were talking about like how there's always people of color with different nationalities that always seem to get like the worst doxing, all the fucking time. And like I've had to be careful because me and Alex Ruby actually know each other IRL, and we don't live far from each other. And I was like, I can't dox myself without like doxing her as well. Like I really
Yeah,
should be fucking careful.
that's like me and Angelica.
That fucking confuses me too, bitch, because my legal name's fucking Angelica. And every time people are up there talking, I'm like, what?
I didn't know that was your name, but yeah, no, it's Angelica, but that's not Angelica's real name, but yeah. But
I got really excited. I was like, why haven't you come to fucking visit me yet, bitch?
I honestly, you know what's so funny? Because my family, I didn't have my passport, and these motherfuckers went to Australia and New Zealand and left me alone, left me home. I wasn't there because I didn't have my passport because I was in Tennessee. So, because they were mad because I had left out and I was living on my own and I was living in Tennessee, and they were like, "Oh, you don't have your passport? Oh, my mom, my brother, my sister. Oh yeah, we're just gonna go to New Zealand and Australia without you." And I was like, "Oh, that's great. Thank you guys so much."
Well, tell your parents that they're my 13th reason then, because that just makes me...
No, I'm gonna bring my baby. We're gonna come visit you.
Yes, please come stay. I've literally said like, if anyone wants to come stay, or like, fuck, if anyone needs to like somewhere to live, come live with me.
Oh, for sure. Listen, y'all also have a place in Korea if y'all want to come and visit Korea.
Yes, I want to go to Korea really badly.
Yeah, bring your babies, and then I'll bring my baby.
Muppet, do you want to come talk about my stance on complete bodily autonomy with self-deletion? I see you in here. More welcome about that.
Okay,
Buffalo,
Rob,
too
I'm coming
cold.
to
No,
Buffalo.
it's too cold, Rob. It's too cold for that shit.
Yeah, Rob, what's up with that photo, dude?
No, don't. I love that photo. I'm coming to Buffalo, Rob.
Oh my God! Not you coming to Buffalo for Rob's picture.
Hey, we're Indigenous. I'm Indigenous. I'm Indigenous. Let's
That's
just bear with
fine,
me.
but that has nothing to do with the picture.
Fuck. Stop calling me the fuck out.
That has nothing to do with the picture, homegirl. I'm looking at you sideways. If I had Auntie Cookie's picture.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi.
Rob. Apparently you got a new picture now, huh?
No, that's just I've had this picture for a week.
So what are you doing with this? Are you trying to thirst trap all of us or what?
No, not at all. I've been working on this body for 6.5 months, and I'm proud to show it.
So you're
I
trying
dropped
to
30. I
trying to
dropped
thirst trap
35.
us.
Listen, I dropped. If you want me to, I dropped 35 pounds in 7 months, and I'm proud to be 43 years old and wear this skin that I
Period.
am in.
That doesn't
And
mean that you're not thirst
it's
trapping.
been approved by TikTok, and I mean, look at it if you want. If you don't want to, then look away, right?
I didn't say nothing was wrong with it, Rob.
No,
I said you
I'm
thirst
not
trapping
I'm not
us.
saying that.
I say you're
But
thirst trapping.
no, but people have gotten really mad at me about this picture, telling me that I'm anorexic, telling me that I'm all these things, and I'm just like, well, it's here. Like, talk about me. Like, I'm glad that you're looking at my picture. Look at yourself, though.
But
I
listen,
worked hard on
Rob,
this body.
that's not what we're doing right here. I say you were thirst trapping, which means I'm saying that you were looking good and everybody's looking at you. I'm not saying anything about no anorexia, none of that shit. I say you thirst trapping, which is like, do you know what thirst trap is? No.
Of course, I know what a thirst trap
Oh, okay.
is.
So I'm just wondering. I'm just making sure you know what I'm saying because ain't nobody talking shit about your body, baby.
No, not here, not here, but in other spaces, yeah, they came at me, and I'm like,
Well, don't worry about
Well,
that. These
it's
people been coming at
I'm
me for
not.
my stuff
I'm
for my
not.
whole life.
I'm not. That's why it's on there. I'm like, it's TikTok proof, and they're like, that's not you. That's not you. I'm like, yes, it is. You want me to prove it? It's right here, baby.
I believe your determination
Be
of your
mad at
health
yourself.
level is between you and your doctor. And if you are healthy, that's between you and your doctor. I'm never going to say anybody is unhealthy for being plus size or being like smaller.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
weird
but
that people's reaction is to like speak on, you know, like anorexia. It just it's giving projection of like their own lack of comfort with themselves.
I do
right.
have a
And
problem with your
am I gonna take my picture down? No. Sorry, not
No,
sorry.
or a prostitute. Don't do that.
Hold on. I am unapologetically myself.
Yes, Daddy, preach.
Ew, I hate
Pax.
you, Alex. I hate you so much. I hate you.
Pax, don't fucking look at me like that.
Alex,
No.
I'm running over to New Zealand to slap your head. I love you so much.
Hang
You're
on,
so funny.
Alex, I'm calling you out.
Call
Because
her out. Call her out.
if a man did that to a beautiful woman, they'd
Nah, you
be
can't
called
call her
that.
out like that. Nah, because
No,
you can't do
Pax.
that. You can't
No,
do that.
I'm showing love for the beautiful art form that is someone's creation, which is their body, and it's an
Absolutely.
Oh,
art
I'm just
form.
jealous. I'm just gonna shut up now. I'm just
Pax, you
fooling
can't
with
call
you.
her out like that. That was some
Pax,
messed
I
up
think
shit.
you're fucking beautiful too. What are you doing?
Pax, you are also very gorgeous. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
You know what? I can pull off the beard, but I definitely don't have a body like that.
Listen, all my friends are baddies. I only associate with baddies, and it is what it is. I don't give a damn about when anybody says. Y'all can come check me if you really feel like it, but I only associate with baddies. So anybody that is my friend are baddies. So Pat, you're a baddie. Echo, you're a baddie. Rob, you're a baddie. E-girl, you're a baddie, even though you just called me black. Tammy, you're a baddie. And Liz, you're a baddie. So you're
Yeah,
all
Pax,
I
let's
love
go.
you.
Hold on, Pax, let's go. We don't always need whatever body that we need to see to, you know, your body's great too, right?
Yep.
You know, I would love to rub my little hands over your shiny
Oh my
head.
God,
Oh
stop.
my
Uh,
god.
no, but
Really?
and your smile is endearing, right? So it's just a thing, and we all have personal traits and attributes, attributations, whatever you want to call them, that make us who we are. This is just something that I found in the past 6 months that I'm proud of. And you know, before that,
And you should be.
I was shaking my belly around 6 months before that, proud of that too. But yeah, but cheers, and you know, we're all different, but you know, we look at each other despite whatever. But honestly, beyond the physical, it's understanding who we all are, and outside of that, it's whatever. But
My only question.
Trunkle Pax, you know, you've been quiet, and you know what, you're a great individual. I already know that because you know you're a part of Echo Space, and I've heard what you had to say, and all my friends here. And yeah, let me just shut up. It's not about physical. It's just for me. It was just about me proving something myself, and
You
everyone
know what?
else is.
Rob,
God,
I think
I'm
it's
sorry.
wonderful. I had gastric bypass surgery, and I've lost uh, before I had the surgery. I worked really hard and lost a lot of weight, and I've lost a lot of weight afterwards. So altogether, I've lost about over 100 pounds. So I get it. It's hard work, and you should be proud. I was just kind of making fun of Alex. She knows it, but yeah, I think you should be damn proud to be over 40 and own a body like that. Absolutely, and you should show that off.
Yeah, anytime you want. Like, come on, Cat. No.
Shut up, Alex.
Well, Alex wants to know if she said that you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against her?
Not the Britney Spears.
Hey, look.
I mean,
Hey,
you can
bitches.
ask my wife, and then she'll let you know. But um,
Okay.
I'm not here to do any of that
We
either,
all
right?
know, Rob. We know.
You know, I'm just being funny, but this is not the space for that. But I mean,
Rob, have you had spicy water tonight?
Damn. Hey y'all.
Hey,
no, I've been
girl.
spicy water.
Yeah.
Maybe the air has been a little cloudy, if that makes sense.
Got
Wait, is
it.
this
But when we're
All I
talking
wait,
want
did
to
about
I
like
say is
body,
one indigenous person to another, you are beautiful. But everyone on this panel is, and like, I'm a bit
wait, did I
elevated.
step into TikTok at night?
not
Yeah.
really, but when we're talking about like body positivity, so listen, I've been like, so my whole life growing up, I was like not more, so I was like 100 to 115 for my whole life, right? And then I got pregnant, and I ended up like around 170, which is the biggest I've ever been. And I had really bad like body issues at that time because I didn't understand, like I hadn't been in my body at that time that size. Um, and then I ended up getting a little bit bigger because I had, preeclampsia and all that kind of stuff. And after that, I had my emergency C-section, and then I've gone all the way back down to like 120, whatnot. But me trying to figure out my body after a baby and then before a baby is so different, and trying to like rationalize. Okay, now I have like stretch marks now. It looks a little different. And then now when we look at things, when we're always talking about trans people getting gender affirming care, me as a cis person, I want to go get gender affirming care. I want to get a boob job. I want to get some different things done first. So it's just really interesting when people talk about like trans people, like, oh yeah, gender affirming care shouldn't happen, when I want to go get gender affirming care and look the way that I feel like I looked before. And and it's just me and my size now, I feel happy in my body. um but it's just like, getting to that place where you just want to be like comfortable in yourself in general. I think it's similar to what Rob was saying when he was saying like, I'm happy with myself now. I'm happy with my weight. I'm happy with that. I just am not happy with everything right now. So, I don't know.
Facts, sunshine.
You
And
know,
like
you know something that
body
we need to look
positivity is a
into.
little bit confusing sometimes because like when I was younger, I was super skinny and people would be like, you need to eat more, or like you could tell like you don't get boyfriends because I'm built like a stick. But then after like getting older, like I think it was like 10th grade, like out of nowhere, I started getting thicker and stuff. And the first thing I started hearing was, you must be getting bent backwards. Mind you, I had strict parents. Like there was none of that happening. And then after having a child, kind of got, a little bit more thicker. And then it was like, then watching people be like, you should lose weight, your pants don't fit anymore because, if your butt is too big, that's also a cause of being fat. And I'm like, y'all are so confusing. When somebody's super skinny, y'all want them to gain more weight. When they have weight on them, y'all want them to lose weight. Like, are you okay? And I will say, like, only thing that does make me like unhappy. Well, I would say like unhappy only because it bothers me and it hurts my back constantly is having big breasts because I'm only 5'1", and to have breasts that sit between double D's to triple D's are very painful. But besides that, I don't think I would complain about anything else besides the pain that it holds on my body.
No, I know. Like, have you ever sat in your own balls? That shit hurts too. Um, just
I
trying to
bet.
bring levity to the conversation, but
I don't
you know
know. I don't know how cis
I'm
men sit
the
down. I'm
the
still
no,
lost.
honestly, the conversation that we should be having right now is access to care, right? Whether it's you're cis or you're the opposite trans, right? It's unfortunate that it's being subjected to, people who don't understand who we are. Uh, and it's unfortunate also that it depends on where you reside, right? Um, the level of care that you can
Right.
find,
And I feel
that you
like
can wait, that you can like find, because it takes you to actually seek out that healthcare. And not for nothing, but if you're looking for something that's outside the norm, there's going to be several roadblocks within healthcare, that you have to go through or go over to get access to that.
right.
Um,
Right. And
And
even
that's what I miss about my other job as a case manager is finding access to healthcare for a lot of us in a lot of the states. And unfortunately, it's coming down to state decisions and bans off our fucking bodies. Like it's sad, but
where's everybody going?
it's what we have to like look forward to. I don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
I know what
And
you
then
mean.
also, like, for me, it's kind of like 50-50. For one, it's like, okay, I want to get, like, the surgeries and stuff done, but also, like, I always remember I am still a black woman at the end of the day. Like, I wake up and go to sleep a black woman. And knowing, like, all the, like, medical abuse that has been done through time and time again to us black women, it's kind of, especially, like, more so when it is free healthcare, it does put me in questioning of be like, is it really worth it when it's free, knowing how many black women have sat up here, cried about even giving birth and not being heard, cried about back pains due to having big breasts, and then, when they get breast reduction, it's not done correctly or things like that. Like, that stuff matters when it comes down to us black women, because they don't think our pain is really considered pain, because it's white supremacy thinking that we've been through a lot already, that we should already be able to handle pain and take pain.
There's a really interesting case here in New Zealand. There was a Māori woman, a beautiful Indigenous Māori woman who went to one of our local massive, like, major hospitals to give birth. And there was a couple of other whitey women on the same ward, and they had their, and like I see it in America all the time as well, like news stories, but they had their healthcare, their birth care prioritized over hers, and the woman ended up passing away, and so did her twins, because she was ignored on the ward. The tikanga Māori wasn't implemented, so that was like all of her Indigenous beliefs to do with natural birth and things like that. And they also just chose to ignore her for 8 hours. So, like, it's horrifying. It really is. It affects so many fucking people. But there's still people out there that are like, pro-life. Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I was to talk about my birthing story, I probably would be a little bit traumatized because of what happened with me. And I don't know necessarily if it was medical racism, but I know that they didn't do me right.
Should we traumatize everyone, Sonny, without
Yeah, so I'm not going to traumatize anybody right with my story.
I got one too.
But, it's just, my birthing story was not the best, and I still have the effects of it from till today. And I went to what I thought was one of the best hospitals in LA. So,
that part, sunshine.
Yeah, I'm not going to traumatize you with the story, but it is what it is. I still have the scars and the effects till this day.
And I could have saved myself some time at the damn hospital. They made me pull out my own baby.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know what the fuck I went.
I
What are you
mean,
saying, Echo? Sorry.
my mother's.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, so it's not, I will tell you very, very little. So basically what happened was I went in, they told me that my baby was like in the wrong place and like he didn't look like he was right. So they were going to keep me. So my baby was born in December. They were like, we're going to keep you till Christmas. So mind you, this is maybe the end of November, early December. They're like, we're going to keep you until Christmas. He was supposed to be born January. He's like, we'll keep you till Christmas or maybe until his due date. But they were like, okay, we're gonna take him out now. So the day after I went in the hospital for a routine checkup, they were like, oh, we're gonna pull him out. They took me in. There was a student that cut me. They cut me in the wrong place, and the doctor, and I remember this before I kind of knocked out and had like all this, I was out of it. They cut me in the wrong place, and the doctor was like, no, that's not the right place. And then they did it. So I have like one big scar that they left open that they didn't close, and then they have the C-section scar. Luckily, the scar that he opened that wasn't right closed, but they just like did me wrong and didn't close it, didn't do anything. And when I told them about it, they were like, "Oh, that's fine. It happens all the time."
Like, no, it fucking doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter, I got an episiotomy, and I don't know if
Right.
anyone knows what those are, but they are not comfortable. And it's basically a C-section for your ninny. And
Mhm.
at that point, the other female surgeon had actually said, like, no, this needs to be a C-section now. Like, the baby is not coming out. And the doctor had already tried to cut my ninny. And so now I've got, like, lifelong scars and pain
Me
because of
too.
this fucking surgery. And I'm like, bro, you had a woman sitting right there who was well versed in her profession telling you this is not right. And you're like, no, I'm going to do my man thing. I'm going to do my wife's man thing and go every day.
Yep.
Right. And it's like, also like with my birthing story, so I was in 32 hours in labor. Mind you, the same day that I gave birth to my son, I got my hair done and everything, but I kept on feeling like something was weird. Went to give birth to my son, he was breached, umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. Mind you, they were supposed to like at least cut me a little bit, vacuum him out, do C-section something. Didn't do any of that. Had to push him out on my own, pull him out, and then after pushing him out, people don't talk about when you go through something with your child, the big level of disassociation. I went through that because when I had to pull up my child and they quickly like snatched my child with my placenta, my child did not cry when he first came out. So in that, like literally in that split second of not hearing my child cry, I was convinced that my child was gone. Afterward, and then like they took him to another room. Because of I was on this thing called Pitocin. Because of the level of Pitocin that I was on, I kept on like falling in and out of sleep, which was also hard for me to give birth because the Pitocin was so high that like I was basically like rugged that I could not stay focused. So once my child was like out of me and like I had to pull him out, like and all of that was done and I didn't hear him cry. I was like kind of out of it. They took him within a few hours, they brought him back. And you know how people talk about like that instant mother connection you get to your child? I was so locked into my head that my child was gone that I would say for the next 2-3 months after having my child, I took care of him right, fed him, did everything that I needed to do, but I did not feel close to my child. I did not feel anything for my child because to me, I couldn't believe that he was here. Like in my mind, I thought I had already lost my child due to the fact that I did not hear that first cry. I did not, like it was just weird for me. And then within also the first week, when I got sent home with my child, and out of nowhere, I fell on the ground. And I was crying and I couldn't move. And I was living with my father, my brother, and I couldn't move. Like I was in the kitchen floor crying. And my father had to pick me up and rush me to the hospital. And then that's when, like, I was complaining about pain in my back. And then that's when we had found out that they had left afterbirth inside of me after already, like, you know what I'm saying? They're supposed to make sure all of that is out of you and make sure you're clean and stuff like that. And I was going through so much back pain because and to the point where I literally collapsed and couldn't walk because these people did not make sure that they did not check for afterbirth and all that. That I then had to call one of my aunts, who is a registered nurse in Georgia. Called her. She got on the phone with all of like the nurses. Everybody started cussing them out. Started telling them how she was going to sue all of them and all this other stuff. And then that day, they kind of were like even after the whole afterbirth stuff, they were kind of rushing me out of the hospital because they did not like the way that she spoke to them. But she spoke as a black woman out of anger for her black niece. Like, y'all almost killed my niece and and my nephew. Like, are y'all good?
Yeah, it sounds like that doctor snowed you at first, which is completely disgusting. So snow is a reference that we use in the medical field when they over give you more of what you need, which unfortunately it tends to happen a lot to BIPOC people. We either over drug BIPOC people, unfortunately, or they get overdosed, or
Yeah,
they
no.
underdose.
And the thing was, so my mother, mind you, I had my son during COVID, so my mother couldn't go with me because My mother always has my little sister with her. My little sister has autism and other disabilities that causes for my mom and sister to always be together. And during COVID, you could only have one parent in there. So I brought my stepmother, but my stepmother, you know, she is the immigrant for one, and for two, she doesn't really understand a lot of stuff in English. You know, she had all her kids at home. She snatched out her kids on her own. Like she didn't have any doctors and stuff. But even then, like she was there and she didn't know what was going on, but was like she was very confused because a lot of times, like in the videos that she recorded that she was showing me, it was I kept on throwing up. I kept on my heart rate kept on stopping. My son's heart rate kept on stopping. Like I would just look up at her and stare at her and just like roll my eyes and then just out of nowhere fall back asleep. Like she was convinced herself that I was gonna not make it because of how much Pitocin was in my body. And I do say that because I did it naturally, because they even told me like that they couldn't give me epidural, that the epidural wouldn't go through or whatever, and because when pushing out my son naturally, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. I do say that if I had another child, I would do that at home. I wouldn't waste my time with no hospital because I would be safer to me doing it at home than dealing with being rugged on medications that nobody is checking are actually good for me. Like nobody's making sure these medications aren't like making me
Well,
hallucinate or anything like that.
Pitocin is a medication, right?
I love you guys. I'm gonna drop. My husband.
I'm
Yes.
So,
Bye.
so from my understanding, Pitocin is supposed to help you like hurry up when you're dilating, in case you like you're dilating and your dilations is freezing. But it also increases more pain because it's helping push the
it
dilation.
doesn't it doesn't necessarily increase the pain. It's a side effect of what happens, right?
It's a
So
synthetic
when you're
medication.
given Pitocin, it causes contractions. And typically Pitocin is given after delivered to also help to increase those contractions to um, help the uterus go back to where it once was. Otherwise, it's going to be boggy. Um, but if you're on Pitocin for too long, it has other side effects. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't given to me after delivery. It was given to me during labor. It was given to me through my IV. And not
To
was
to
it
help
given to me
to help
not once,
your
but it was given to me
contractions.
twice.
Yeah.
The first time they gave it to me was because they said my water was leaking, and they were like, "We have to pop it, but then we also got to give Pitocin because you might be stuck." Then the second time they came back and were like, I think it was like 3-4 hours afterwards, and they were like, "Yeah, you're still stuck at 4 centimeters. We're gonna give you some more." And I was like, "Oh hell
Right.
no!" But like,
Pitocin.
even then,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to say no. This was my first child. I was 20 years old.
I mean, I understand the fact of not being able to say no because I didn't understand most of the things, and I was like 29 when I had my first child. So I was well into, actually 28. But it's hard, especially like when it comes to like POC in the medical field. When it comes to certain things, like you're not completely aware. My husband wasn't there at the time, and because he was at work, so he had to drive an hour there. My mom was there, and so we were just trying to figure out what was going on. Luckily, I didn't have as bad of an experience as some people did, but I do still have like the cuts and the scars from what happened. And yeah, it's just like it's. I feel like this is a testament to a lot of BIPOC people when it comes to having children. I just think it's when people say that that's the medical racism doesn't exist, it does.
Thank you for coming, Nurse Ratchet.
Right. And I think and it was hard before for me to talk about having that dissociation from my child because with the mom shaming the people doing stuff like that, it never meant that I never loved my child. It was just simply like I
Well, and they don't talk about
shit.
postpartum depression either, and that's terrible for women to go through and for people who've been given birth to go through, and it's not discussed enough.
Right. Where did everybody go?
It's winding down. I do have to hop off and go to bed because it is midnight and I got work in the morning.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Good night. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for
Thank you
all.
for having me. I appreciate it.